I'm saying, kid, it's only right to represent where I'm from. East Coast, bottom line, but I represent wherever I go. What? I be on this hot. We getting fellas do lie when we lose big and tie. Every day, you know how we do. I'm trying to prove. We be having mad fun. Niggas know me from day one. Now, lifestyles of the bitch and shameless. Violating, they will end up nameless.
Yo, rap, bring me along. I know Spig got my back, freaky toss off the charm. Give 1, 2 for my man, pretty new. As I bless the rest of my New York City crew. As we continue to bring you the flavor, representing LB from the cradle to the grave. Now how's that? One time for your mind. Well, what I write down the line, give sight to the blind. I'm coming through with my clip. What you gonna do when shit gets thick? Is you gonna start your running and hiding? Is you gonna start to slip in the sky? Man, I thought you had this game in the smack. Well, how you would feel real niggas in your head? Mr. Cheeks, freaky tie, pretty loose. Big nice thing. 1 for the money, 2 for the lie, 3 for my heels in the struggle getting by. 4, 2 swing nice and freaky tie. Music makes me high. Mr. Sex hit me off with this drug called the track. Put me in game. Time to react on whoever comes in my path to cut that ass ahead, make her feel the rap, yeah, all day. Any volunteers down to lose their career, yo, we fears no fear. Legal drug thugs coming through, that's the deal. Beyond 9-5, but we fam, keep it real. It's hard as cleats, walking on the fucking streets, on 9 war peace, and even my white cheese. So I got to tally up and get it on, word is on, shit is on. I must represent for my fam. Real niggas get rich, and bitch niggas scram. To the day that I die, LBs. From the year 9-5 to 2 G's. 1 for the money, 2 for the lie, 3 for my people in the struggle getting by. 4, 2 swing nights and we get high. Music makes me high. 1 for the money, 2 for the lie, 3 for my people in the struggle getting by. For my fam, 2 swing nights we get high. Music makes me high. To all my niggas doing business. All of my shorties on their own raising kids. To all of my people who can't see that we made it. Niggas know the deal, under real, this is rated. Put it to the left, who's the first one to get it? Be your mind and stay the shot when I hit it. Run up on niggas who be frontin' and shit. Hey yo, that's word of mine, get that jobs for my family. Nobody wants sand and nobody wants south. Smoking trees, hitting cheese, that's what we's all about. Gotta put it on them for the year 9 pounds. I represent my town, show them how I get down. LOST to the VOIC. South Ozone, Blue Bone family. I'ma stay true to the day that I die. Going pretty loose, big, nice and freaky tie. Hey, yo, 1 for the money, 2 for the lie, 3 for my peoples in the struggle getting by. 4, 2 swing nice and freaky tie. Music makes me high. 1 for the money, 2 for the lie, 3 for my peoples in the struggle getting by. For my fam, 2 swing nice freaky tie. Music makes me high.
Sweating in the studio. Mr. Cheeks is high. What is high? The LOST, the Theo was high. Niggas, they don't try. Hard day I die.
Today, the hop, you don't stop. Dice effects with the real hip hop. Today, the hop, you don't quit. Dice effects, you came to rip shit. Today, the hop, you don't stop. Dice effects with the real hip hop. Today, the hop, you don't quit. Dice effects, you came to rip shit. Yo, well on your market, get set. Can't forget to go. In case you didn't know, the flow is fat like Joe. Yo, you nigga didn't know that I'm back, man. You whack, man. I eat a rapper like a Pac-Man. I figured they bring it straight from the cellar. Varela, pack it, hits the lupinella. I swallow, nigga in his eye. If you test me, you don't impress me. Yo, books kick the rest, G. One time for your mind. Hey, yo, what up? The crew bringing the ruckus, no doubt. We's the roughest dream team, reign supreme like a cutlass getting duckers. The dope, you can't touch the flow. It's me, the nigga with G, the B, double O-K. S. So say yes and bust your caliber when I pop shit and rock shit like Metallica. Sticks through the hearts of them snake fake niggas. niggas. Them all up in my face, jealous of my tape niggas. So honey, shake your fingers and show me what you got. That's flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Don't stop. That's flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit. That's flex with the hop, you don't stop. That's a flex with the real hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit. That's a flex with the came to rip shit. Yo, shit. Next nigga to quote. I hope he got more miracles than Smokey. Won't be no discussion. Strictly head crushing. Lead rushing through your body. You hit my danger, feel like riding like powder. I'm back up in that ass, Geek Culture. And now we got the game to a T like how. Allow to introduce myself and my beat. Straight from the sewer, getting through to the streets. Well, they be crazy Trace, bringing up the rear. I swear, we got to hold it down there, yeah. So there, now let me crack the bed, kick my feet up, turn the heat up, and spiggity smoke all the weed up. Kids I eat up, with the style that's the newest. My crew is getting more run than Carl Lewis. It's from the sewers, now you see me on the top. So stop and recognize the niggas on your block. On the block. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Don't stop, that's flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit, that's a flex. You came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop. Don't stop, that's a flex with the real hip hop. Hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit. Don't quit, that's a flex. You came to rip. It's irrelevant and delicate to the texture, but this style of mine is well defined like Webster's. Ain't about a nigga rolling from the Jordan. Jippo like Sharon from Flipper. Equipped, rickety with the microphone to stretch. Dread, yo, come and hit these niggas in the head. Connect my rhymes like Lego, so let go my ego. I burn you like Waco, you need more than Mako. I take it to your crew and keep it moving like a U-Haul. I'm here to school y'all, rickety faggots like RuPaul. I throw a screwball and strike out the MC. And if he tempts me, I knock him out like Jack Dempsey. I burn some Sensi, then chase it with the Guinness. The illest, now hit me with the hook because I'm finished. The hop, you don't stop, don't stop. That's flex with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. That's flex, you came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. That's flex with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. That's flex, you came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. That's flex with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. That's flex, you came to rip shit. Words out for your mind, represent. Stay with the
You're the type of guy that can't control your girl. You try to buy love with diamonds and pearls. I'm the type of guy that shows up on the scene and gets the 7 digits. You know the routine. You're the type of guy that tells us stay inside while you're steady fronting and your homeboys ride. I'm the type of guy that comes when you leave. I'm doing your girlfriend. That's something you can't believe. Cause I'm the type of guy. 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 You're the type of guy that gets suspicious. I'm the type of guy that says the pudding is delicious. You're the type of guy that has no idea that a sneaky, freaky brother's sneaking in from the rear. I'm the type of guy to eat it when you won't, and look you in the places that your boyfriend don't. You're the type of guy to try to call me a punk, not knowing that your main girl's biting my chunk. I'm the type of guy that loves a dedicated lady. Their boyfriends are boring, and I can drive them crazy. You're the type of guy to give her money to shop. She gave me a sweater. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm the type of guy. 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 I'm the type of guy that picks her up from work early, takes her to breakfast, lunch, dinner, and breakfast. You're the type of guy eating a TV dinner, talking about, God damn it, I'm a killer. I'm the type of guy to make her say, why you illin', B? You're the type of guy to say, her lower back is killing me. Catch my drift? You're the type of guy that likes to drink old English. I'm the type of guy to cold put on a pamper. You're the type of guy to say, what you talking about? I'm the type of guy to leave my drawers in your hamper. I'm the type of guy. 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 You know what I mean? Check it out. Typegui. I'm that type of guy to give you a pound and wink my eye like a bandit. Caught me red-handed, took her for granted. But when I screwed up, you couldn't understand it. Cause you're the type of guy that don't know the time, swearing up and down that girl's all mine. I'm the type of guy to let you keep believing it. Go ahead to work while I defrost it and season it. I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy. You know what I mean? I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy. So ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. So funny. Come on. Come on now. Yeah. Like real cool, you know what I mean? When I like just go up to your front door, ring the bell, and just like leave out the window when you come home and like
What's up, YouTube? It's Sunday. It's 11:17 a.m. I'm Artisan MC, and this is Shop Talk Live. Thank you guys for coming through today on a Sunday. It's wet. I see a couple of you in here, but that's all well and good, but sport needs to be there too. So, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. If you do not feel like you want to support the stream, then I don't understand why you're here, because no one on YouTube can do this shit without support. And I just got my hat on because I don't get a chance to wear it. And I spent money on this motherfucker, and I haven't had a chance to wear it anywhere. So I thought it would be funny for no one to see me wearing a hat with a fucking hoodie on. Because I'm that kind of guy. I don't give a fuck. And since, yes, I've dropped the top, I need to cover it up. Yeah. Where's the bullwhip? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about Aqua. Don't worry about Aquatech. Bullwhip coming. Bullwhip is for the ladies. Yeah. LL was 50 before 50. If you've been listening to hip hop as long as I have, like from one second, you guys. Competing signals. It does not like competing signals. So I will turn off the PS5 and the television. Okay, those are off. So LL back in the day was vicious. LL was 50 Cent before 50. So if you, like I was saying, if you have been listening to hip hop as long as I have, way back to the beginning of the Def Jam, Crush Groove and stuff like that, before that, B Street and all that, you'll recognize that 50 Cent came out looking just like LL. LL was the first dude in hip hop on the screen who was having his shirt off and trying to entice the ladies and stuff like that. He was doing it. He was killing it. So, what's good, brother? So, first shot goes out to those who have already donated to the stream and the channel. I appreciate you all. First one goes out to the Malika Me Bay. Appreciate you, Malika. You donated twice. Once earlier in the week for a stream I was doing, and then yesterday or Saturday or Friday for this stream. So appreciate you, Malika. And for that, I will give you my 3B salute. Appreciate you. Next one goes out to Enigma. He said, for the stream, this was last week, sometime in the middle of the week when I did a stream. So appreciate you, Enigma. I will give you a 3B salute. Appreciate it. Five or better, y'all. Five or better. Do your covers. Like, it's funny. Last night I had a little bit of a surprise date last night, and I had to go out. And it was funny. Give me one of these, right? 2 drink minimum. Okay. Streams. Pay your cover. That's all it is. Pay your cover. I should up it since it's been almost 4 years. I should tell you it's 10 or better. and 15 contributors instead of just 10, because y'all getting over on skating by. And I'm not talking about the people who always donate, who always support this channel. I'm talking about the folks that come in, blow through here, don't donate shit, don't add to anything, but still want to come through and hang out. That's fine. It takes all types, but the stream still needs to be supported. And not ain't sporting pearly like that. I'm just saying. So next one goes out to the number one wrench in the building, leader of the wrecking crew, Aquateki. Appreciate you, Aquateki. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you, Aquateki. So, a whole lot of goings on this week. Excuse me. A lot of death, a lot of dying, a lot of companies getting fired up. A lot of people screaming and squawking about money that they can't catch. So, very interesting. Next one goes out to Swift Battle. He said for the Geek Sunday tribute. Appreciate you, Swifty. Maybe I'll move that over here so I don't have to keep looking behind me. Appreciate you, Swift. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you, Shout out to Ian Williams. Ian, I don't know if you're trying to be funny with that or what, because that seems like a really odd number. And I get into numerology, and 11s have been coming up, and repeating numbers have been coming up for the last week for me. Like I keep my watch on military time, my work watch on military time. So last time I looked at my watch, I looked at it. As soon as I looked at it, it turned over 22, 22, 22. All right. Weird. Last night, dropping off the date, looked at my watch. What time did I get back to her door? 11:11. Something to be said. So your donation right now, saying for the good show. It hasn't even started yet, really. But yeah, that 11 is funny. I'm trying to figure out if that's a joke. Like a motherfucker sending me $3 or something like that. I'm like, damn, if you need it more than me, don't send it. But appreciate you, Ian. I will give you, fucking up my tier system, the 3B salute. So last night, I had a little bit of fun. I was supposed to be surprised on a date by a chick I'm seeing right now. Shout out to Pragmatic Prime. P-Dubs in the building. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you, Pragmatic.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the was.
It's prime time, and that is not a Transformers reference. For those of y'all who know better. Next one goes out to D Remedy. Appreciate you, D Remedy. I will give you the 3B salute. Appreciate All right, so I went out. It was supposed to be a surprise from the chick that I'm seeing right now. And it was supposed to be a surprise little date. I'm not supposed to know where we're going and what we're doing. And I was talking to my boy Artie Idmore last night, and he was asking me, what are you doing? What's going on? I said, I don't fucking know. I'm not supposed to know. It's supposed to be a surprise. And I said, it could be 5 motherfuckers with lead pipes waiting to have a go. Could be. It'll be an interesting night one way or the other. So it wasn't that. But what it ended up being was us going out to the city and heading over to Cobb Club and walking to a comedy show to sit front row and center, front center of a comedy show in a packed house for Bill Bellamy and Jay Reed. Now, lady I'm seeing is not black, Asian, right? And this is somebody I've dealt with before. This is an ex from before, in a sense, right? But trying to get some shit right over from last year, right? And apparently she don't understand that you don't sit front row center on no goddamn comedy show. No, nigga. You do not sit front row center at no comedy show. Not unless you want to be part of the fucking show. Apparently she wanted to be part of the show. So I sit there at the show and I'm leaning back like this so the fucking comic's dick ain't in my face. And it was a good show. It was a good show. Now, the funny part about this goes back to something my daughter said a week ago, or over a week ago when she came to visit, right? That she knew that surprising me was a hard sell, right? It's hard to do. So she called me and told me, like, look, I'm coming back this day. It was going to be a surprise, but I know you'd figure it out anyway. So I'm just telling you that I'm coming back, which is true. I would have, because I already knew something was up. All right. Just my bat senses, my Negro senses, call it what you will. I just have an affinity for that shit. Now, the date got mad because I figured out what was happening for this surprise date weeks ago, last year. And I threw out an option of what it was, and she tried to play it off, but kind of guessed. Now, the funny part about this whole story is that she wants to attribute it to everything else other than I'm just fucking smart. I'm just fucking really smart. I looked it up on Google. I figured it out for some other reasons. I'm like, no, it's deductive reasoning. What I know about you, what I know about the two of us, and what would be significant between the two of us, and a reason for you to try to keep it a secret from me to surprise me. It wasn't hard. It wasn't really hard. Now, the part that makes me laugh a bit is, and how it relates to geekdom, is that she really expected me to be excited, but not excited like a man. She expected me to be excited like a female. Like I'm just gonna be, oh. I don't get like that. Now, mind you, I just took her last pretty expensive one. And I didn't bat an eye. It wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, for me, it was a big deal because I wanted to see these two guys live. I'd never seen them live. And since I'm not a super baller, I wasn't sitting front row of that show because, that, like I told you guys, to be able to sit there and see the sweat on Elon Musk's brow cost you a pretty penny. And most of the people up that way worked in IT. And a bunch of fucking gooseballs. What up, Ilongo Savage? Got Savage in the building. So I've been to comedy shows. I've been close in comedy shows. So it was fun, but the part that bothered me a little bit was her disappointment that I wasn't animated, excited. And it gets into how I think females really do not know how to relate to men. They really don't. Now, this feature just like same. Fuck! The fuck is with this internet now? Should just keep going in and out. What up, Beastly? Danger room's open. Anyway, but I was joking about it with Artie Idmore about how females expect males to act like females for shit that females will get excited about. And when they don't, they use that as the easiest excuse to stop doing whatever you're not excited about. And I was going over this with her, how fragile feminine egos are because they just want to fall back on being lazy and not doing shit because they can't stand the fact of a little bit of rejection or what they did was not good enough. They don't know how to deal with that shit. And I told her that, male world, we deal with that shit all the time. All the time. In big ways and small ways. All the time. And it's never that big of a deal. That's why back in the day, it used to be a good thing for a man to get turned down a couple of times, but still come back and holler at the chick again. With the same charisma, with the same energy. Like, man, what's up? I'm like, nigga, ain't you tired of getting shot down? No, I just keep patching up the plane, baby, and flying back over here because I'm on a mission. Like, that's what dudes do. Chick run up expecting a response. She doesn't get the response that she's expecting. She immediately is shut down and don't want to do it ever again. I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. How are you going to accomplish anything? And for Malika, he would understand this. Explaining that shit to her, I used David Goggins. I did. Middle of the rain, walking Fisherman's Wharf at night, trying to get me some clam chowder. No, some real clam chowder, not the other one. But explaining to her why women who give up on things right away that they're trying to do because they don't get the response that they're looking for fail all the time. Because in David Goggins' book and how he describes it, people always look for it to be easy. Right? And people who are really successful in life don't look for it to be easy. They do it regardless of if it's easy or not. They just stick to it and get it done. And the reason that came up for her is that she's trying to understand why it's cold, it's dark, it's kind of raining, but there's still women out here running in the rain. Spandex on, crop top, whatever, still running in San Francisco at fucking 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock at night while it's wet. And I told her from reading David Goggins' book, I said, he describes this, is that you have to attack life. You have to understand this is what needs to get done at this time, period. Cold or not. Because those people who are only looking for the situation to be perfect to act are the lazy people. Those are the ones that aren't going to accomplish shit. But the people that are still out there running when it's cold, running when it's hot, running when it's raining, running, they race whenever, are the ones who succeed because they're never looking for the easy fucking path. They're always forging ahead where others are not going. So we saw two women that night out there running. One in the crop top and stuff like that, like I told you, and she was fit and she was cute looking. The other one was bundled up a little bit more, had her plastic bag on, and she was still out there getting it. but she's in shape too. That's why. I don't see them out there complaining about knee pains, but if they were, they would have a reason to complain about it because they're out there putting in the work and not looking for everything to be perfect in the most ideal conditions for them to get out there and be seen. They out there getting it. That means they're the ones that aren't out there trying to be fucking seen and not being tough, because that toughness actually strengthens you. Just saying. Yeah, Beastly shooting multiple shots. That was a benefit of men back in the day. And the day wasn't that long ago. I'm only almost 50. I'll be 50 this year. That wasn't that damn long ago. It wasn't. Like maybe 30 years, if that. So, what does that relate to geekdom? Or how does that relate to geekdom? You realize all these people up in arms bitching about all this stuff that's going on in geekdom and how these new movies coming out are going to fail, and if they're not, there's all chicks mad because the lazy shit that they put out, nobody is accepting. You realize that, right? That goofy broad over there at Amazon, who's trying to cover and do everything she can to make up for the fact that Rings of Power was a garbage ass show. Why? Because she cannot accept that what she thought was good was not good to anybody else. Her truth is that it was an awesome show. And our reality is that it wasn't. Same thing with this goofy ass bitch over there at Lucasfilms. Y'all know who it. Put it in the chat if you know who the hell I'm talking about. Who is that? My favorite goofy ass white broad in a position of power in a company that makes geek products. Just put it in the chat. See if y'all been paying attention. How long you actually been watching me? Yes, Malika, that's exactly right. That's exactly what makes you a winner. It's exactly what makes you a winner. Guys get that because you have to keep trying. It's not about, well, I couldn't get him down with the first time I tried to grab his leg, so that's it. I'm quitting. I don't want to wrestle anymore. He's just making it too difficult. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get off the mat. Lazy ass. You're going to get in there until you get that single leg on him. How about that? Till you get it right, you're going to keep fucking doing it. And no, he's not going to make it easy on him. If you make it easy on him, your ass is doing burpees too. Go. Again. They don't have that mentality. So that's why they get disappointed so easily when they're expecting a reaction, which was just their reaction, that the guys don't give them a female reaction. Why should I? Yeah, you're right, Beastly. Aquatech, you're right. Beastly, right. Swift got it right. I don't say her whole name because she don't deserve that shit. She got 2 strikes. I'm waiting for the third one so she can get out. I'm still waiting for that shit. Apparently, we have to wait until after Indiana Jones. So this last abomination comes out, then we can actually see her walk away. But not until then. What the fuck ever. Now, for me, what I value in women is women who can stick to shit regardless of anything. And I told you guys about the story before about how impressed I was with one female in the gym before, that I'm on the treadmill running, and I hate fucking running on treadmills. I fucking hate running on treadmills. I do not like that shit at all. Not at all. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel right to my body at all. Now, I know motherfuckers like Will Smith can just get on there and just flat. I don't like that shit. It doesn't feel right. It does not feel right at all. Okay. Now, I'm in the gym on a treadmill just struggling because I hate running on a treadmill. I ride a bike for 50 miles. I get on a treadmill, I might not get to because I don't like it, right? But I'm there on the treadmill running, and I look over to my right, and this white girl's over there on the treadmill right next to me, and she getting it in. This white chick got to be about 200 something pounds, fluffy as all hell. But she on the treadmill, big girl. I was impressed. I gave her props for that shit because she was in there putting in the work. She didn't give a damn about the mirrors in there. She didn't give a damn about how many people was in there looking at her, judging her. Her mind was not on none of that shit. Her mind was on that fucking treadmill. Cardio like a motherfucker. Exactly, Aquateki. I'm partial to low impact cardio. So am I. I used to run track. I don't like running on a treadmill. But she was in there getting it. And one thing I realized about that chick, even though she was a big chick, on that treadmill running, she was putting in, her cardio was a hell of a lot better than mine. Now, truth be told, I'm a bit taller than her, got more muscle mass and heavier bone density, but she was in there carrying a lot more weight and she was running it the fuck out longer than me. All I could do was applaud her ass because she was in there putting in the work. She wasn't worried about looking pretty and having a matching outfit and the matching shoes and shit like that. And taking fucking Instagram pictures and stuff like that just to prove that she was in the gym doing something. No, she had her ass on the fucking treadmill getting it in, doing the work. Regardless of all the rest of that scrutiny, she wasn't looking for approval and a pat on the head. Those are the type of women I actually can respect a lot. Yeah. The ones who falter the first time is hard. I ain't got no love for that. I stopped having love for that after I got divorced. I stopped respecting that shit. I stopped appreciating it. I stopped supporting it. And yes, I was the one who filed divorce papers. And I got pictures of my ass down at the courthouse getting them. I got pictures of having my ex-wife signing them. Because that shit. So, this false sense of ego and entitlement and that every man needs to have a female response is really just backwards to me. I expect the woman to get animated if I do something exciting for her. I do not expect the dude to get, no, I would really look strange at that. Ooh, okay. You sure you got a man? Maybe he's not identifying as that. Just saying. So basically the point is you got to know what you're expecting from what you expected. I don't expect a monkey to swim like a fish, but I also don't expect a fish to climb a tree like a monkey, and not judging the fish harshly because it can't climb a tree like a fucking monkey, because it's not a monkey. It's a fucking fish. So, moving on from that, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. The comedy show was good. I did guess the surprise early, but I still went along with it. Still had a good night, even though I lost. I didn't lose it. I left my credit card at the restaurant because I'm sitting there bitching about who was actually paying for this damn meal, since somebody is taking me out and I still end up having to pay for dinner. That rubbed me a bit the wrong fucking way, because if I was taking her out, she wouldn't have paid for shit. Just saying. But we'll talk about that at a later date. Because Cooch ain't paying me. I don't work for Cooch. I work for me. So, the show was good. Bill Bellamy put on a good show. Jay Reed put on a really good show. And, of course, since I'm sitting front and center at a comedy show, I was made a joke on a couple of times, but not too many. They kind of held off because while I'm sitting there with my Asian date, sitting next to her, it's two single B-dubs. Oh, you could have seen the cut eyes right there. Them motherfuckers was cutting them eyeballs at me. Fuck them. Fuck them. Mother and my Daniels, and I'm sitting there watching comedy show. Fuck you, bitches. I'm front and center of this whole house. Everybody looking at the back of my head. Ain't seen nothing before I saw it. And it was a good show. Yeah, the salt was flowing. Boy, that whole side of my head was hot. Like, like some Raiders of the Lost Ark shit. Like, who opened the Ark of the Covenant? This nigga melting over here. They was mad. They was mad as fuck. And I wasn't looking at their ass. Fuck you, bitches. I'm not here with you. Could have been some cute women in there. I couldn't tell because I'm sitting at the front, which is, honestly, I don't like sitting at the front. I am more of a, I don't need all the attention focused on me. I'm not that kind of person. I like to see what's going on with people. I sit in the back. I have to sit in the very back, but I don't like that many people moving around behind me and I can't see them. It's not secure. It's not a secure position. But that's just me. That's just how I am. I need to know what the fuck is going on because if something pop off, I don't want to be, what the hell is that? Oh my God. No, I don't want to be in that position. I want to be able to scan the room and see everything Gucci. And maybe just a few people back there, not the whole house back behind me. And I don't know what the hell is going on. So it was a good show, though. It was a good show. I just saw Bill Bellamy's stand-up, his new special on Netflix. Or was it Netflix? I don't think it was Netflix. I think it might have been on Amazon or Netflix. Either way, I Want My Life Back. I saw the show and his special, and I liked it. It was good. So seeing him live, he did a little bit of that routine, but a lot of other stuff that I hadn't seen, I hadn't heard. So it was good. It was a good show seeing him actually live. The only complaint I would have is that because I was so close, he came out on stage and I could see his boots and his shoes, and on his right boot at the heel, he had a piece of paper stuck on it, and it was the top part of the paper from a straw. And my OCD was kicked up because I'm looking at that shit like, get it, Bill, get it. Nobody gonna tell him about that shit. It's sticking to his boot. It's bothering the fuck out of me. I'm like, I guess it's better it's not toilet paper, but that shit is there and it's irritating the shit out of me. Eventually it fell off, but it was like, he's fucking with my OCD, nigga. I could barely hear the jokes. But it was a good show. So props to the lady for doing that. It was a good show. I did have a good time, but I can have a good time being out with her anyway. So it's not that big. We both like comedy, so we don't have a problem going there and getting a couple fucking chuckles in or whatnot. It makes it real easy because she don't even fucking drink, so I can just drink all the fuck I want to, necessarily. And since it was a 2-drink minimum, that's why I had my beer and my shot of whiskey, and I'm good. That's when I noticed I didn't have my fucking credit card. Like, fuck is my card? I'll leave it at the restaurant? Oh, hell no. No, my nigga. We got to call that motherfucker right now on the front row looking mad as fuck. I said, I can't be sitting up here mad on the front row. You're a target for getting shit on. Oh, no. So they had my shit. And I went back after the show and got it. Thankfully. Just a little shout out to the brother. Blessings to the brother who opened the door for me, let me go in and get that shit. So I could see that salty hostess that was there with the big hips. It was kind of, oh, and what's your name and what's your ID? Like, I just called and talked to you like an hour ago. But okay, here it is. Get my card. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. So what else? What else do we got here so far that I want to actually talk about? I heard a lot of worrying this week in Geek on shows and a couple other things that were going on. Yeah, thank goodness I got the car back. Yeah, Aquatechie. I didn't look at it to see if anybody ran any charges on it, but it had only been an hour and the restaurant was still open. They had it because it was right inside of the wallet, right? Just he put not the receipts, and on the receipts I wrote the tip and shit like that, and I'm talking to my lady and picked that shit up and left and wasn't even thinking about that shit because we had to go. We had to hustle up the street to get to the venue. And I just forgot it. I never do that shit. She looking at me like, "Oh, you done it before?" No, never, never. I'm black. I don't lose shit. Used to get beat for losing shit. I don't lose no stuff. No, if you lose stuff, you wasn't paying a fucking attention, and I pay a lot of attention. That's why it's hard to surprise me. But some of the stuff that I've seen with this geekdom stuff is just women crying about what they think is going to happen. Like I saw a picture. I don't know where this came from, but I saw a picture of Brie Larson in a Captain Marvel suit for the Marvels movie. I'm like, who the fuck is she supposed to be? Ra the Sun God? Oh my god, dude! Like, more and more, I'm not looking forward to this movie. And like I told you guys before, I like Aman Vellani. She's a cute little youngster. I watch her as Ms. Marvel. I don't give a shit about Ms. Marvel like that. Ms. Marvel was a fun character. And they totally changed the powers up for the MCU, but was par for the course for the MCU. And I want to see Spectrum, Monica Rambeau. I want to see what she turned out to do. I want to see that. I don't give a fuck about Brie Larson. I'm told y'all what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Rogue to show up and put her ass in a coma. That's all I'm waiting for. That's all I need from Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. Not that I hate Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. I don't. I like Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. I don't like Brie Larson. She has completely turned me around on that shit from one fucking movie and a bunch of clips of her being just insufferable to fucking sit next to and talk with. Like, oh my god, can you get the fuck out of here, please? Yeah, put her in a coma. When you wake Carol Danvers back up, you can recast her, and that's what I'm looking to happen. But other than that, I'm not expecting a lot from the Marvels movie. I'm not expecting it to do $1 billion. Fuck. If you be honest, I don't really believe Captain Marvel did $1 billion. Not with all the crap that was going on at Disney at that time with them buying out fucking theaters and stuff like that just to get the sales up on that bitch. No. And if it wasn't for that, it was because what everybody knows, sandwiched in between two movies that you needed to watch, and they got you in there to watch Captain Marvel because you thought something important was going to happen. And the only important thing that you got out of that whole piece of shit was the fact that Nick Fury lost his eye to a damn flirkin. Nothing cool, no Wolverine. A fucking alien cat scratched his eye out. Fucking insult. Turned him into a whole joke. A whole fucking joke. Lost his eye over this. Over this? Fuck out of here. That was dumb. So I wasn't impressed with any of that. Other than that, yeah, weak fucking Aquatechie. Not even weak sauce. Like if that was sauce that somebody gave you to dip some stuff in, you'd be like, "What the fuck? Throw this, man, get this off my plate. What the fuck is this?" Garbage sauce, nigga, just like wet butt sauce. So, other than that, it's just been a lot of women crying right now. That's all I've heard. A lot of women in media crying about shit because y'all been paying attention to the world around you. The squeeze is on this year. The squeeze is on. Everybody getting squeezed. everybody. I was watching this story a little bit of Vince McMahon coming back to the WWE and putting himself back in charge, and hearing how all those wrestlers all of a sudden now they want to quit. Like, really? Look, Vince came back and said he was going to sell the company, and like I thought, sure enough, it was weird that he would come back and sell his own company, but it's his company. He can do whatever the fuck he want to with it. But understanding that people not thinking of who would buy it, it's like there's money outside of this country. You know that, right? There's billionaires outside of the U.S. And sure enough, who he wants to sell it to? Somebody in Saudi. It's like, I'm sure they got the money then. I'm sure they're good for it. So what's going to happen from here? What's going to happen from here? If he sells it, he sells it. It's his. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. You don't got to like it. You might have to watch it, but you don't have to like it. He didn't ask you. He didn't need your permission to do it because it's his. It's the power of ownership. You don't have to ask people for permission to do shit. Just do it. Just saying. So, what else do I got? Geek stuff, I got this Conor McGregor and Roadhouse stuff. Conor McGregor, Jake Gyllenhaal, and this Roadhouse stuff, which I don't think that needs a remake. I got props for Patrick Swayze. I don't think it needs a remake, especially not with no goddamn Conor McGregor in it. What the fuck ever. Bad Batch episode 3 I have not watched, so I need AB to come up here and let me know what he thought of it, because I didn't get to watch episode 3 yet because I'm covering for somebody else's ass at work. Sylvester Stallone announced his retirement. And then more of this Young Avengers talk during the Vision Quest show, which is going to just basically bring Vision's daughter in so they can replace Vision. And that was it that I have for Geekdom, outside of everybody else who died. What up, Joe? What up, JT? He said Black Comic Arts Festival tomorrow. Yes, I think I'm at work tomorrow. I think I work tomorrow, like legit. And I'm not sure why I haven't gotten a straight answer on that yet about if I work tomorrow or not. What up, no one? So if I do not work tomorrow, basically I had to call my supervisor. If I work tomorrow, I'll probably take off to do it because they got my worksheet for tomorrow packed full of shit. So that's why I'm not thinking we're off tomorrow, even though it's a federal holiday, I believe, and everybody's supposed to be off. My workload is packed tomorrow. So, yeah, I said I wanted to go to this. You reminded me about it. My boy JT. I think, is Chris going to be there too? They're going to be there, Black Comic Arts Festival in California. So I want to be there. I want to be there for that. I want to be there for that and can see it. And if I can, maybe I'll take some pictures, maybe a stream. Because truth be told, if you're poor, and this will go into the commentary I was getting on my comment section about this whole thing with Icon versus Val Zod bullshit. If you would spend that much money supporting this character, paint it up to be the same thing just to try to get your support behind it, you should be supporting things like Black Comic Book Arts Festivals and going to support characters that are made by Black folks for Black folks. There's your representation. Those are the characters that need money thrown behind them and big stars to pick them up and bring them forward. Not, I don't like using this word, but these tokenized characters that somebody else gave you because they think this is what you should like. Goofy shit. So, yes, if I get a straight answer, JT, I'll talk to you after this and let you know. Actually, let's see, 1 second. So I do want to see my brothers do well, and I like seeing folks. See, they keep adding shit to my workload. What's today, the 15th? Yeah, 16th. I got a whole full day planned. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna get an answer today. Because everybody else is off tomorrow. I don't see why we would not be off tomorrow. Doesn't make much sense to me. But you don't know something, you need to ask questions. I don't have a problem asking questions. A good point, Aquateki. I was going to bring that up because I mentioned it to you guys. So, HVAC certification. 100 questions. I passed and I failed. How do you do that? Easy. 4 parts, 25 questions each, right? And it goes through your core, type 1, type 2, type 3. I passed core and type 3, or core and type 2. I was a couple points off of passing type 1, and it was 2 points off of type 1 of passing a type 1 and 4 points off of passing type 3, even though none of my study materials had type 3 in the shit. All right, it's like, where the fuck did this come from? This wasn't in there. Weird, right? So I just answered the questions to the best of my ability. So I passed the main stuff. So I do get my certification for core and type 2, which is the one I needed anyway. But my regional will come back next month, and I'll take the test again. And I'll probably just take the whole fucking test again because I'm a perfectionist. I like my shit being all Gucci. I don't like the fact that I kind of went to the limit. Oh, fuck that. No, can do better than that. So when it comes back, I'll take the other 2 types again because I don't have to take the 2 I passed. I don't have to take again. I just have to take type 1 and type 3. But I will take those again. I'll probably take the other 2 again too, just to improve those scores. So yeah, I passed, but I also failed. And like Goggins will talk about, I'll still run at that bitch again. I'm still going to do it again. Why? Because it wasn't enough for me. I'm not comfortable with just that barely just making it wasn't enough for me. No, I want that 90%. Because if I got that far with studying overnight, imagine what I would have done if I studied like a week before or 2 days before. I blew that bitch out. And that's what I want to do. I want to blow the back of that test out. Just so there ain't no misunderstandings about who the fuck I am. So I passed, but I also failed. It's a weird situation like that. And I passed the ones that you actually needed. So I'll do it again. So I am HVAC certified right now. I used to type 2. Which is funny because started type 1 and go to type 2. I'm certified on the stuff that we actually use, but the little stuff that we don't really worry about, yeah, I'm not certified on that one. Like, so it doesn't matter. Still gonna be fixing this shit anyway. So that was good. It made me smile. It made me happy. Hell yeah, JT, stand and deliver that shit. You goddamn right. Just like Edward James, almost. His body is decomposing in my locker. Give me that shit. Bring nothing. No pencils, no paper, no nothing. Don't bring anything. Nothing that they can use against you to say you didn't do it. Yeah. So he comes back next month, which is 2 weeks away. He'll be back. And when he comes back, I'll take that shit again and improve those scores. Because I'm that type of guy. I'm not doing it to impress him. I'm doing it to impress myself. Like, damn, nigga, I only studied overnight. I can kick that test ass. I'm gonna kick that test ass. Going into it cold. But the funny part is most of the other people there ain't even taking that shit. What up, A Bizzle? AB in the building. All right. So, which one of you? I don't want to look at here. There was 2 deaths that happened last week that really. Oh yeah, Aquateki. Yeah, definitely going for the flawless victory. At least in the high 90s. That's my main thing. It's like the high 90s. Like I expect to miss some. Right? But I want it in that high 90s. Just so the motherfuckers can look at that shit and be like, the fuck? Because it pisses me off because all the other prep stuff that I was doing, which was the questions and shit, I was getting hundreds. That's why the test kind of bothered me. Like, somebody don't know how to grammatically write this shit. This is wrong. This ain't even grammatically correct. This don't even make no goddamn sense English-wise. Huh? Whatever. But I do want that flawless victory. I relish that shit. So I will go there again for it. So what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. What up, BTM? Strolling on in here. Cute self. You know, Toya, from what I recall looking at the map, pussy willows don't grow in Texas. Not in your part of Texas. I'm just saying. You got to go north. Got to go north, sweetie. So I don't know what you're doing in that part of Texas. Aquateki. Get over here. No, I won't give her the punch in the face. I'm not going to give her the scorpion punch in the face. Like, yeah, all right. I have put the link in the chat multiple times. I guess nobody wants to come up here today. That's fine. I don't have to let people up at all. Especially since you can't get the damn 10 donations. We need kind of cheated because Malika donated over the weekend. Did I ever give Beastly his 3B? No, I didn't. Appreciate you, Beastly, for supporting the stream. I will give you. The Danger Room will open for you and give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Number one, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, run it up. Never let a hard time on the
Yeah. There we go. Okay, everybody is accounted for. So the 2 deaths that really shocked me this week were actually females. Which kind of surprised me. And the first one being Lisa Marie Presley. Now, I thought this was interesting because I had read an article earlier in the week about Elvis's plane being sold at auction, and Priscilla was there selling the plane, and it was sitting like in the middle of the New Mexico desert or some shit like that. And that Elvis had bought this plane back in what, fucking 60s or some shit for like 800 and something $1,000, right? And your eyes left. So somebody else just repurchased it, and Priscilla Presley was there, kind of not bitching, but kind of admonishing people about how much they spent on the plane. He was really trying to get the numbers up on the sale of that plane. I'm sitting there thinking, I say, what, is she hard up for cash or something? I mean, what happens? Sucking the right dick didn't pay forever? Right? So I just thought it was interesting. Like, damn, is she selling a plane? Is she worried about how much it's costing? She must need that dough. She must need that dough. Is she there in person to try to, up the sale price on the plane, even though she don't own the motherfucker? And I don't think she actually gets the proceeds for that. Shout out to Joe Herb for coming through. What's up, Joe Herb? Appreciate you, brother, for supporting the stream and big things. Joe, you going to the Black Arts Comic Arts Festival tomorrow? Herb, you gonna go, Herb? Herb, you gonna go hang out with JT and Chris? Come on, man. You know you gotta support. Bring your artwork with you. Just saying, my nigga. Shout out to Joe Herb. I will give him
double lag, pussy on fat, double lag, 100 on the sack, double lag, block like a ghost town, still double bag.
Appreciate you, Herb. Herb always showing up. I'm hungry, y'all, and I'm not cooking. It's probably why you're hungry. Depends on what you're hungry for, sister. I'm just saying. And you're not cooking. You're gonna be hungry. You better find somebody to feed you. Beastly Nerd got car and will travel. If you're nice to him, I bet he'll jump in his ride and be. Joe Herb, you haven't heard of it? You just need the information. JT, would you hook Joe Herb up, please, with the information on the Black Comics Festival tomorrow? Oh, like, come on, man. Come on, Herb. Come on, man. Come on, guy. Yeah. But so Priscilla Presley really caring about the plane being sold and how much it was being sold for was interesting to me. And then not a day or two after that, I hear a blurb. I get another blurb on my news thing about Lisa Marie Presley, and I didn't read all of it because I was thinking, like, I saw the couple lines of the headline. I was like, I wonder if she's dead or something like that, right? I was too busy, didn't have a chance to read it. And then I was driving home, and on the road that I drive, they have this big light-up board, and on the light-up board, it said Lisa Marie Presley. And I was like, hey, what is that about? They putting that shit up there like she's doing a concert or something. Like, what? She's singing now? What the fuck she doing? Right? And then I finally get home and see the little news report about it and that she passed at 54. I'm like, damn. I was like, that's another one. I've got to mark it on the list. It's like Murderer's Row is still catching folks. And it's making me, I was talking to the lady about it because she was like, yeah, she passed. I said, well, what did she pass from? 54 years old. What up, Artie Moore? And she's like, heart stuff or something like that brought on by drug use or something like that. Well, I'm like, well, no shit. Doughboy in the building. Forever be the Doughboy to me. Because I gave you the nickname, I did. There you go, Herb. Information in there. Yerba Buena Island, Yerba Buena Center. for the arts at FZF. It's free, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you are in the Bay Area, that is San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, Richmond, El Cerrito, Albany, San Mateo, San Jose, Hayward, San Lorenzo, Brisbane, Half Moon Bay, Pacifica, any of those places, Mill Valley. Any of those, Metreon, that's right there at the Metreon. So if you want to, you can see a big IMAX movie too, Avatar 2, and visit the Black Comic Arts Festival. Last time I was there, was that the same festival, JT, that you guys was talking to Brian Michael Bendis that I came to, that upstairs part? I think it was. Yeah, but show up. I was just in San Francisco, so I don't have a problem hanging out in Frisco for a day. I really don't. And I prefer that to all this work that I'm going to have tomorrow. Just saying. But back to what I was talking about. Lisa Marie Presley being dead. And I'm looking at that, and I think of her as Michael Jackson's ex-wife. Right? All right. I always think of her like that. Yeah, I knew it was Bendis. I knew Bendis was there. Yeah, so maybe he'll show up again, and I can actually talk to him this time about, so what the fuck with Riri Williams, man? I can actually ask him about that shit. Yeah, it'd be fun. Grill the little bald man. But I'm sitting there speaking to a lady about this woman dying and thinking, I said, that's why I'm not looking forward to 50. It is really looking like Murderer's Row up there at 50, between 50 and 60. It's looking like Murderer's Row. I swear to you. These motherfuckers are shuffling off way too quickly, way too easily. 50 is not really old. It's not. I was breaking it down to somebody else. If you think about it in real terms, in your 20s, you're still a young adult. You don't really become a full adult till you're in your 30s. And as a man, you don't really get your full faculties and full earning potential under you till you're about 40. What the fuck? You mean you only get 10 or 15 years to, max that shit out, and then you're trying to shuffle you off this bitch? That is not cool. And women, they usually live longer than men. A woman dying at 54, that's like odd as shit. So I don't know all the details of how she passed or anything like that. And I don't really have a lot to say about it because as far as I know, she didn't do anything but marry people. And the daughter of Elvis Presley. So what does that make her? Royalty? It's like Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris. So fucking what? You seen her lately? Look like a whole tramp. Like, okay, if those are really your kids, maybe you adopted them. I don't think you fucked anybody to get them, though. I really don't. I think he adopted them kids. And that's why they have his last name. But I don't think he actually put skin to skin to make them children. That's just me. Too weird for him. What Herb say? Buddy of mine said he saw her do an interview before she passed. He told me she didn't look good, like she was strung out on drugs. That's why I heard that she was on drugs. So that when I hear 54, this person died at 54, the first thing I think, that sounds like drugs. Sounds like drugs were involved. Now, I'll read the story to find out if drugs were actually involved. But to me, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like something with drugs, especially a female. It got to be fucking drugs. Women don't usually die that early. Outside of some catastrophic shit like car crash, plane crash, jumped out of an airplane onto your face, something like that. But just regular living life, they ain't really doing shit. Probably drugs. So it's sad. But look, I'm for the idea that everybody has to do something. There's something that you're supposed to do, that you're supposed to put forth into the world. Yes, you can be the son, daughter, uncle, nephew, or somebody great that did something one time. That don't excuse you from having to do something for your life. Now, women can get by a long time on that shit of just being the person who touched the dick of this other person, right? But you still have to do something. It still needs to be something that you put out there into the world. And I think that's why you can see people like this dying from drug overdoses or whatever the fuck. Because they're miserable. Because they're miserable. They've gotten a lot of attention, a lot of fame for doing absolutely nothing. And they know it's what makes them get into drugs and stuff. So I'm all for people getting respect for what they do and not just for who they were connected to. I said this for a long time, is that I don't give necessarily a woman respect just because she's married to a doctor and think that her opinion needs to be accepted because she's married to a doctor. She ain't a doctor. And just because she serviced a doctor's fleshy scalpel does not make her a doctor. That's not how you get that skill and that knowledge. No, that's not how you do it. You do it by going to school, medical school, and doing the training and doing the classes and learning the material to get that knowledge. You don't get it just by standing next to them and having sex with them. That's not how greatness is passed on. This is passed into the kids, not to you. Okay? So let's get over that shit. The other one I heard about, which was really tragic, was this Atlanta rapper with Germ, his girlfriend, Miriam Abdibi. Ah, shit, I'm fucking up her name. Abdurrab. Yeah. Miriam Abdurrab. She was kidnapped and murdered. Reading that story was sad as fuck, dude. That was a sad ass story. Because I was wondering why it was popping up into my feed, and it said, "Oh, rapper's girlfriend kidnapped." I'm like, I don't even know this dude. What is he? Is a rapper of what? And I saw the picture of his girl. Said, "Oh, she's kind of cute. Okay, she's cute. Hey, good couple." He looked like, talk that street shit all you want to, nigga. You look like you in love like a motherfucker, right? And sure enough, he said, I'm reading the article, and it sounded like he ended up looking like a whole bitch in the article because he said he watched his girl get kidnapped from in front of his house from the window. I'm like, why is he watching from the window? That a guy with a gun and a security coat got out of a van, pointed a gun at his girl, and grabbed her and put her into a van. And he's on the 911 call talking about it, and I heard the recording. Like, she just got grabbed. Somebody just took her and just kidnapped her. And I'm like, wow, that is strange. Is that somebody trying to... There's somebody trying to get at him for money or some shit? That seems strange as hell, but it was even stranger that not an hour or two later, they found her ass dead on the side of the road. I'm like, wow. That quick? Now, to me, I think there's somebody she possibly worked with. And I haven't seen anything else on the story yet to see if they got a suspect or anything else. But she worked at a bar, right? And somebody wearing a security jacket could be somebody that was working there security and followed her, which they said they did. Which is said that somebody possibly followed her. I see y'all back there. You can stop leaving. Yeah, I see you back there, AB. Just hold tight. Doing the show, homie. You on a live panel, so you can hold tight. Because I do want to hear about a little bit about Bad Batch episode 3. So just hang on, Tiger. But seeing her actually get kidnapped was weird to me because kidnapped and killed so quickly is weird to me. It's really weird. It's like, I don't even know who this rapper is, so he probably still kind of small time. unless he about to bubble or something. I don't fucking know. But snatching his girlfriend from in front of a house and then killing her not what an hour or two later, that's like why would you even bother? It is too many fucking females out here to be kidnapping some chick because you got some infatuation with her. That's when I say it, but that's the point. Go jerk off somewhere and relax. There's a lot of pretty women out here. Toya, a pretty woman. Ain't nobody grabbed her ass yet. Not that I'm saying I want somebody to grab Toya. I'm just saying, dude, there's too many women out here. Too many attractive women out here. Like, what the fuck is wrong with some of these dudes out here? This is why I don't have a lot of guy friends like that. Because I'm a guy. I know guys, and some of them I can't fuck with. Too damn weird. No, I got a daughter. Never had your goofy ass around my shit. No. Now, I don't think every man is bad, but I do believe that there are some dudes that need to be, under some kind of fucking supervision. Because that kind of shit right there, to me, that reads like somebody who didn't like what she said to him. I'm not into you, fuck you, some shit or something. And that's why he decided to follow her and kidnap her at gunpoint. Because if it was some human trafficking type of situation, they wouldn't have killed her. They would have took her to the transport spot and sent her ass off somewhere. Why lose the money that you intended to make off of that shit? Extra antisocial. Yeah, that's the weird part. It's extra antisocial behavior. Look, they're not making men the same way they used to. And I'm saying just not even men, males. Because you have to make yourself a man. Everybody can be males. Not everybody grows up and becomes men. Let's just be honest. Everybody doesn't. There's a lot of males, not a lot of men. Just like there's a lot of females, not a lot of women. If you don't believe me, ask Toya. She can tell you the difference between the two. You had enough relationships with females, you know the difference between a woman, a female that's a woman, and a female that's a little girl, no matter how old she is. Just saying. So that was disturbing to me for the most part. It was really disturbing to me because I hate to see young people snuffed out, because to me it's potential lost. Now, honestly, I don't know what else she was actually doing outside of being involved with her boyfriend now as a rapper and working at a bar. Maybe there was no higher aspirations in life for her except to wait to see her man get on or something. I don't know any of that shit. And I don't really want to speculate. But to see a young couple that seems to be happy with each other and one of them gets snuffed out for who knows what fucking reason, which is probably, when you find out about it, it's probably some base ass shit. And base meaning it's the lowest fucking level of shit. The lowest level of comprehension, understanding of just life. She didn't want me. She liked that dude over me. She rebuffed me too many times. They are not making stable men nowadays. They ain't making stable women. And if you can entertain yourself on Instagram or TikTok with all these out there acting fucking chicks, what do you think that means for the dudes that's in this same age group? Growing up during this same time. Better take some interest in these fucking people. Get them some help. Because those gonna be the motherfuckers that's in the prime of their life when you at your weakest. Think about that shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring these brothers up. Shout out to the Beastly Nerd. And shout out to AB Media, baby. What's good?
Going on?
What's happening?
That's pretty sad. That's a messed up story, man.
It's a sad story. If you see the girl, it's like, damn, she was cute as hell. I hate seeing just like it's like pointless. It's like, what the fuck was she doing? Did she cuss you out? Did she
Yeah.
say something crazy to you? She just didn't make sense. Fight in a van over a gun or something. I mean, come on, man. It's probably about some fucking pussy. At the end of the day, this is probably about some pussy and access to it. Like, so.
Yeah, there was a situation here actually with a chick that apparently went to school, one of the schools that I went to. A bunch of my former classmates was friends with her. She was killed by her boyfriend outside of a club, and because they got into an argument outside of the bar she worked, and he shot her in the head.
Damn.
Clubs.
And I was like, damn, because I kept seeing this across my time. I was like, who is this chick? Did I know this chick? Because I knew a lot of people, so I don't even remember. So I had to go make sure. I didn't really know. I said, well, I didn't really know her like that, but apparently everybody I knew did. And so, and it had to be a damn brother.
Yeah, that's the other thing I hate, Beasley. I hate stupid stuff like this happening and it being a black dude there. Right? It being him, like, oh, nigga. You know they're just gonna look at.
And so they was talking. Yeah, they was able to get Cornell X was able to get him to turn himself in.
All right, fair use. This is Miriam. That's her boyfriend. What's his name? I thought I wrote down his name. I didn't. But this is the rapper Germ. That's his girlfriend that got killed. Right.
Pretty young lady.
Pretty young lady. She's last name seems Arab. It sounds like an Arab last name, right? In Atlanta. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, so what? Look, that's why I say it got to be about pussy. She must have turned somebody down.
Yeah.
Motherfucker can't take it like a chick can't take. Like, you're not excited like I am. Look, grow up. No. Apparently he could not. Somebody could not take a no. Could not take a no. Oh shit! This is the video. It's a picture of the video. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so he's a bit far away from the front driveway is a bit away from the window. That's why he's from the window looking, and not right there with her. Like, okay, gotcha. That was a way. That's an Atlanta house, boy. She was too far down the walkway to see. But that's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. I have to read the rest of the article. I have to read the article itself to find out the details of the shit. But I just thought it was pretty sad because, for one, they're young. It's a young couple, which has hope and potential. And it doesn't seem like it's bothering anybody. It's just living a fucking life. And somebody took some issue with her or wanted her or trying to possess it in some kind of way and couldn't and got crazy about it. But that's no different than Dr. Tiasan putting up videos or reports showing you man decided he was going to leave some woman and she fucking stabbed his ass to death. Like, you crazy bitch. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people nowadays?
Just take your ball and go home.
Yeah, it's not stable. They're not. Look, you're not making stronger people nowadays.
And this is an example of why I always say you do not need a bunch of emotional ass dudes running around here. I say this shit all the time. They are a danger to themselves and everybody else around them. Mm-hmm. You do not need these emotional ass dudes.
No, I don't. I can accept effeminate guys. I can accept to a degree an emotional. I cannot accept an overly emotional man. That's dangerous as fuck. Yeah, it's no different than putting the power of God in a child. No different. because you're gonna get fucked up. You're gonna get some disastrous consequences from that shit because they don't know how to handle their shit. You have to learn how to control yourself to some extent as an adult, period, male or female. You do. And I'm not with people just letting their fucking emotions rage all over the place, and that's okay. Like, no, maintain yourself. If it was a kid doing it, I'd say maintain your animal, maintain your child, teach it how to maintain itself. If I look that bad on it on a child, what do you think I look bad on it as an adult? Favorably with more excuses? Fuck no, nah, no. What up, Ray Hama? He said emotional dudes pull guns on their brothers. Yeah, emotional dudes do pull guns quick because they got all that female emotionality in their ass. That's the only way they know to get back because you realize there's a time if a man did get amped up and emotional and shit like that, he'd try to fight you. But a woman's recourse is to grab a weapon. Why? Because they need something stronger than you to take you down. That's how you know where these dudes come from. Most dudes, at least from a certain age group, when they get angry at your ass, they want to put hands on you. They want to fight physically, not grab a pistol and shoot you. Because that usually means they can't fucking fight.
No.
So, yeah, I'm not with that. Like you can do a lot of other things before pulling a gun.
That's why everybody when I started having firearms around here, everybody was like, "Well, we gonna worried about me shooting somebody." I said, "Dude, I'll probably kick somebody's ass long before I shoot him."
Kick somebody's ass long before you shoot them. But if you have to shoot them,
that's the last.
It's probably more than 3 of them.
I broke that shit down to him. I was like, it's a last resort option in my case. I said I actually know how to defend myself unarmed. So if I have to pull guns on you, understood. Whenever the police and they have to file a report, I said, look, this was a last resort because I did not have to do this shit, and this person forced my hand.
Yep, that's the last thing. Pistols is for you fucking with my kids and shit like that, or really trying to endanger my life in some kind of way beyond what I can handle. And at that rate, look, you'll put yourself in that damn position. Put yourself in that position, and I can't feel bad for you after that because you brought it here. I didn't bring it here. I'm a reactionary person. I will react to situations. I will take some preventative measures, but I will react. And I don't believe in reacting if I'm pushed to that point sensibly. I want the shit over with. So if you push it there, that's on you. I don't have to feel no kind of way about it because I've done everything else within my power to keep it from going there. And you kept pushing it there. Well, get the fuck you get there. So 2 things: chicken eater, CEM, chicken eater massacre. What the fuck, dude? At least that's an original name. It's an original name. I've never seen that shit before. It didn't come out of a comic book or anything like that. You chose a name for yourself, sir. I can appreciate that. Or ma'am, whatever the fuck you are. I had an emotional friend that was stalking his ex, so I'm assuming that it was a guy. It's a guy. I was like, bro, reading it, I'm assuming this is still a guy, right? I was like, bro, she don't want you. Let it go. Now he's got the restraining order for 1,000 yards. Yeah, you know why? Because guys never learn how to let shit go. Some things you have to let go. You do. And that's modern men right now. That's the main thing you have to learn how to do. You have to learn how to let some shit go. And it unnerves people when you can do that. Especially women. Women get really unnerved when they understand from you that you can let their ass go and not care afterwards. It bothers them because they don't want you really to let shit go. They want you to pine after them a little bit of the chase. I'm like, I'm not chasing shit that's abundant. I'm not. I don't need to chase shit that's abundant. I don't need to chase. Fuck that. I run on the track chasing fucking females around. Fuck that. So yeah, but that's a lesson learned. Yeah, that's a lesson learned from Chicken Eater. He should learn his lesson. 1,000 quick yards. That's a rig up, motherfucker. What were you saying, AB and then Beasley?
Once I got off that Betamax orbital crack, that chick never the same.
Once you got out that orbit, I got one right now going through it. A friend of mine, I was kind of her orbiter for a while. And
Mm-hmm.
I sat back and thought about that shit. What was the
Yeah.
point? Now all she doing is sitting there bitching about wanting love and not having love. And I had to ask her recently because she put some shit up on Instagram about I'm not the woman that you married. And wasn't you the same one that ran from 3 dudes who proposed to you when you was young and hot and just can get anybody? Now you in your 40s and you feeling some kind of way. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, man. He was right about that pretty privilege shit. Because these motherfuckers is hitting their 40s and now they, woe is me. Nobody wants me. These people ain't about nothing. It's like, bitch, you was around here collecting dicks like it was an Easter egg hunt. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm not the girl that you marry. You're not the girl that you marry because you didn't make yourself the girl that people marry. I saw the warning signs. What warning signs could you see at fucking 20 and 30 that would keep you from getting fucking married when a dude said, I want to marry you? Will you marry me? What warning sign is there? There is no benefit for men getting married. So what warning signs do you have? You thought you were sitting on a bunch of money that he can get from you? Get the fuck out of here. Like, this shit sounds so ridiculous to me. I can't even tolerate the conversation for more than I said what I had to say.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, come on, man. Warning signs. Get the fuck out of here. Here's a warning. If you don't take this proposal from a dude who actually likes you more than you like him, that wants to marry you, you'll never be married. How about that? Time is running out and you wasted it. So now you are up in your 40s unmarried, getting closer to 50, still unmarried, with no prospects.
Don't get me
relationships. Go ahead, AB.
Don't get me started. This chick had a man, but I don't know if they ever got married. Nobody's ever said anything.
Get fucking started, nigga. Get started. I want to hear it. People need to hear that shit.
She had a man. I don't know. I don't know why they never got married. Because I've asked her family members. I'm cool with their family members. Or family members, they never got married. I was like, okay, this ain't my problem because I gave up the ship a while ago. So don't look at me. Don't y'all come look at me.
Look, I know this motherfucker since 20 something. Probably 30 something. I've known her since about 30. Right? Mm-hmm. So a good portion of a decade, better part of a decade or more, I've known this person and they relationship shit. Pretty woman, pretty fucking woman. If I wasn't married, I would have married her ass, right? Mm-hmm. She constantly push off dudes and shit on dudes because her value system got fucked up when she was young. She was cute and she made her bones figuring out that her cuteness got her certain things from men. So she ended up being a lowrider girl model and shit like that. And so it fucked up her head and her value system, right? Her value system is all in her face and shit like that. And what she looked like and people desiring her. So she never actually took dudes serious like that. She just took it serious for what she can get, dick and some attention or whatever the fuck. Because everybody want me, it's all good, right? Well, if you keep following that path out where you never value men, you never value the relationships that actually value you, what are you left with? A bunch of regrets, a bunch of stories about, failed relationships and into your late ages in life where you ain't even got a dog now. You just by yourself. Kid is grown, animals is gone, and it's just you taking your ass to work. Not being rich, not having money, thinking about that time. Yeah, I could have been on that yacht with so-and-so. Well, you should have stuck with his ass. But you thought you was more valuable than him.
Artisan, don't talk about Taraji like that.
No, they're gonna say you're single shaming or some shit like that. They're gonna make up a new term.
Single shaming. No, I'm stupid shaming. That's what I'm doing. I'm stupid shaming. You should be shamed. I learned that shit with my kids. Certain things work, and shame works on kids. It don't work on every fucking kid, but it works on some kids specifically. Because you have to know what gets the shortest route to somebody's fucking brain. And if it's a kick in the ass, then it's a kick in the ass. If it's a little bit of shame, well, we playing a shame game, nigga. Whatever's gonna work for you to get to your brain to let you know that you need to make a change. Taraji getting her consequences right now. And it is I agree with Anger Man. It's a damn right shame. So these pretty ass fucking women with money and everything else, miserable as fuck, going to bed with a glass of wine and a vibrator for good times. Like, you look fucked up. You look like you really failed. You look like a real fucking failure right now. And all of this is what he pointed out very clear. Shit like a man. You're not a man. You're a female. You shouldn't want the same things a man wants. Because if you get a man, the fuck the two of you gonna do? Measure dicks?
Pretty much.
Look, man, these things don't make you happy. Y'all y'all heard me just now on this stream talking about taking a fucking test again and smiling and relishing the opportunity to take that shit again and blow the back out of the fucking test. You think a woman give a fuck about that? She'd have took that failure and went on somewhere. I'm looking at that shit like, I'm coming again, motherfucker. Oh, I'm coming again. I'm coming harder this time. That's what gets dudes dick hard, like accomplishing shit. That doesn't work for y'all. It just doesn't. You don't care like that. You will not put in the long hours that it takes to do certain things like that. Relationships or shit else. Nothing. Guy can have a car sitting on his yard for 15 years fixing it because he wants to see it fixed. Woman that had that shit sitting there a month and talking about, can we get rid of this? This is a piece of junk.
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes.
and to be brutally honest, a lot of the shit that they go after doesn't even make men happy sometimes. So if it doesn't make, so if it doesn't, oh my bad, if it doesn't make us happy all the time, what the hell do you think it's going to do to you? For us, it's about the journey. It's the struggle. Right. It's the grind. That's what makes us fucking happy. That's what Goggins, because I'm into the book now. I'm like 3 chapters in. I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. I was like, so it's the grind. It's the getting up. Like, it's the preparation. Like, I love popping the pre-workout, getting ready to jump on the fucking elliptical at the gym and being like, oh, getting ready to go to Thai class. I'm like, it's the grind, damn it. It ain't the damn always the destination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The destination may not matter if you do what you need to on the grind to get there. Because here's the thing. Once you get to whatever destination you get into, what are you looking at? The next destination.
Mm-hmm.
I drew this picture when I graduated from college. I drew a picture, right? And we had to go through this whole story because I'm a psych major. So I'm with my core class with all my psych students, right? We had to do this picture about what it meant for us to achieve what we were trying to achieve, right? And I told them this story about riding this bicycle up a hill and the bicycle kept falling apart. Things kept falling apart as you're going up this hill. And it was metaphoric of what I was going through relationship wise and everything else, getting to this point. Because I ended up getting divorced, getting my degree, right? And it usually happens with people going for higher degrees and stuff. Their marriages and shit like that fall apart because some people don't want to see you improve. And if they do, it worries them what it means for you to improve, and they not. That they worry you going to abandon them because you know they ain't about shit. So they try to jump out quick before then and basically just sabotage you in some kind of way. That's the last thing they can do to try to sabotage you and fuck up your focus. That's the last thing. Well, I'm going to leave. Get the fuck on. Because if you don't leave while I'm doing this, that means you weren't supposed to be here anyway. Right? So I drew this picture and I still have the picture. I can't think of where it is right now. I know it's not right here near me. And it's a guy standing on the mountaintop. And the mountaintop is above the clouds. And he's standing there with just the handlebars in his hand of a bicycle. Right? Just got the handlebars, which is he can direct himself, right? He's standing on the top of that mountain peak. He's looking out over the vastness of this place. It's covered in fog. And he sees the next highest peak. He just realizes, okay, I'm going up there next. That's all it is, because that's all it is. It's just a fucking journey. Once you get to one destination, you see the next destination you want to be at. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go up this next mountain. I'm going to go up to this next peak because it's higher up. That's all you do. You hit to a peak, you see, okay, I'm at this level. There's still some ways to go. I can go up here. I can go up there. Let's do it, nigga. That's just what we're about to do. We're about to do this next thing. That's all it was. That was a picture I drew for graduation. I was like, oh, that's really deep. Yeah, because I'm not a shallow motherfucker. Artisan, what am I like to say? Artisan, a man who endures the grind, enjoys the journey, never the destination. Exactly. I told y'all last week, it's like, if I ever make it to the Maldives, you know what I'm going to think of? The next place I'm going. Right when I'm standing in the water in the Maldives, I'm going to be thinking about the next place I'm going. Because this destination has been completed. You have checked this off on the box. Moving on. Oh, aren't you excited that you're here? Yeah.
Yep.
But you know where I haven't been? I'm excited about that place because I haven't been there. Now that I know what the sand feels like in the Maldives, I know how warm the water is on my damn skin. I know how good it feels to feel the sun here. And I know what it smells like to smell the air in this place. Awesome. I've been in this bungalow. Cool. This is boring now. Let's move on. Let's keep it pushing.
Took a few pictures, talked to the people.
Took a few pictures, got some shots. I got some memories. Time to go somewhere else.
Look, that's why on the cruises that I go with my family, as soon as they go to the same places that we've already been, I don't even get off the fucking boat. I said, just get off. I said, I'm going to get off and I'm going to get right back on. I said, I already been. I went on the tour guide and took the damn pictures. I still got the pictures on my camera.
Yeah. Like I would go on a cruise again to Alaska just because there's a couple of spots I didn't go to and didn't do what I wanted to do. Like I think it's Ketchikan or whatever. I want to go up and go fly fishing for fucking salmon. I really want to do that shit. I'm dead. I'm dead serious. I was so mad I didn't know that was an option. I was so fucking mad. Like that will drive me to pay for a whole cruise just so I can go back to Ketchikan and take that seaplane up the river and put on my big ass hip waders and get out there fishing for some salmon. I ain't never fly fish before in my life. I don't give a fuck. I want to catch me a salmon and cook that bitch on the shore like Gordon Ramsay. I really want to do that shit. That shit is in my mind. It's like I'm waiting for it, nigga. I'll be there with a big shit-eating grin on my face, like.
What cruise line was that one?
That was on Norwegian.
I think I did on Royal Caribbean out of Alaska.
Yeah, they go up there too. Because when I went up there on the Norwegian, there was a Royal Caribbean up there, big ass ship too. And what was the other one? I want to say it was fucking Carnival or some shit. It's different cruise lines. I mean, I went on the Norwegian. It was fine. Like, it was my first cruise. Do I give a fuck? No, it's a ship. As long as the bitch don't sink, I'm happy. Right? But I got to see glaciers. I got to go up to a couple of places. It was cool. I didn't even mind. I don't mind the cold weather because I wear fucking hoodies, nigga. I love being able to wear my hoodies and Pendletons and stuff like that. Wearing my warm Carhartt shit. These people out there chattering and shit. I got my warm construction gear on. Like, what? Y'all ain't got beanies? What the fuck is wrong with you? I love this shit. Where's the coffee? That's what I want to do. Right? So I love that shit. But that's one of the things I want to do. I would go back there just for that. Whole cruise, like what was it, 7 days? Whole 7 days. I only want one experience off of that whole 7 days. I will pay for the whole 7 days to get that one experience out the way. Because that's what gets me excited and I'm happy about. And as long as I get that shit done, the rest of the shit don't matter. It don't matter if it rained every day. As long as I got to get up there and do that one thing. That's how I'm wired up. And I think that's how most men are wired up. It's the destination. And once you get to that destination, then you cool. I never got to go back there again after that. Never. As long as I took care of that one thing. Same thing in the Maldives. Maybe I want to get there and just piss in the water. I just want to be there and be like, now I know what it feels like to piss in the spot. I've marked it. It's so been marked. There's a palm tree in the Maldives with my scent on that bitch forever. Simple shit. Simple
Mark my
shit.
territory.
What's that?
Mark my territory.
Mark my territory. What did you do when you were there? Pissed on every palm tree I could. What? Yeah. Paid a lot of money to do that. Yeah, but my scent is there, motherfucker. My scent is there. You will know I was there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? At least not in the pool? Yeah, it's in the fucking Indian Ocean. What? It's good.
You got algae that will destroy that shit.
Circulate. Yellow. Come on, you think the white folks that's going there all the time ain't doing that shit? Got a whole bungalow with beer and alcohol. Them motherfuckers pissing in the water.
As much as they drink on the cruise?
Yeah, as much as they drink. Exactly. As much as they drink.
Yeah, shit. By the whole
48 pack. Nigga, they was there drinking the whole time. Come on. They probably threw up, pissed, fuck, shit, all kinds of stuff.
And depending on which cruise line you go on, there's certain packages like the Royal Caribbean. It's like a $500 package that you pay for. You get unlimited alcohol. Shit, Disney, they let you bring your shit onto the boat.
Yeah, see, the Maldives is not a cruise ship. It's not a cruise ship vacation. You have to actually book that shit separate, right? So you paying for your flights, and then it's another boat that takes you out to the islands, right? Little atoll or whatever. So it's not a cruise ship. If you go there, you going there, right? That's the destination. It's not like we stopping through or whatever because it's all shallows. You bringing a ship over that bitch. Fuck no, you fuck it up. so it's a destination. But yeah, cruise ship, yeah. Like the whole package. Look, man, let's not be silly. Let's just understand stuff like grown-ups, okay? People do dumb shit, and you ain't the first one to be there. So if it can be done by a human being, some white folks got there first and did it, okay? So don't worry about it. Just get your experience out the way and call it good. Oh my goodness. This coffee is weak. It's some weak ass coffee. It's like dirt water. I'm so disappointed with this. Sorry, y'all. I'm not a coffee snob, but I do like to have it taste not like this hot water.
We are loose. What the hell?
So JT, the word from the supervisor is it's a floating. So if you request it off, then yes. If not, yes, we work. Wow, that's how they get around having to give you that legal holiday? Floating. I got a floating holiday, so I can take that shit off if I want to. So now I get to decide if I want to actually not be a team player, or do I want to be a team player? I think I'm taking it off because I did promise my homeboy first that I was going to come to that and support him and his homeboy and what they were doing. So I think I'm going to take that shit off because this other shit would work. That goofball who was shitting on me all of a sudden got light duty for 3 weeks. And I don't like doing other people work at all. I do not like doing other people work, especially hack work. Fuck you. I charge people extra money. If I was contracting and I had to come back and do somebody else's fucking work, I'll charge you twice the amount of money for that shit. Because that's how much it's going to take me to not be irritated while I'm doing it. That's my compensation for my irritation because I value my mental health. Bullshit. So I wonder if I should go in here right now and put in my floating holiday. How quiet? What happened? Y'all looking at y'all schedules too? It's quiet in the chat. I got you, homie.
Talk about Bad Batch.
Yeah. Was it a good episode or what?
It's getting darker.
It's getting darker?
Yeah, somebody else got killed.
Oh, so they going with a darker tone this season, huh?
Yeah, Empire came to take over this place, and they somehow we have reactivated the battle droids and took the governor hostage for a while.
No shit.
And believe it or not, Commander Cody was involved. I always wondered what happened to him. Was involved in this, and what's his name? The sniper. I can't think of his name. I don't know why I can't
Crosshair.
think. Crosshair were involved in taking the city back over for the governor, and the governor had the lady that was holding them hostage killed.
Okay. Like, okay. You know, because I lost their mind this season.
And then had her body put on display.
What?
Yep.
Crosshair did that?
No, the regional governor.
Motherfuckers lost their goddamn minds. So I guess they took notes from watching from that last Star Wars animated show that I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about two things at the same time. Dave Filoni did, and they just taking that theme and just going forth with it. Like, shit. Okay, so it's darker this season.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not upset about that. I think it's interesting. You got
I
that
think it's interesting, and it at least gives some context of what the Empire was doing, besides the other stuff.
Besides fucking up. Beastly said he'll be back. All right, Beastly. Let me drop you down. Let me drop you down while you're not here. Placeholder.
It was a good episode.
Okay. Yeah, I have to watch it. I tried to watch it the day before I did this stream, but I was still I still had to clean up my inventory on the Division 2. I got way too many weapons, and I broke through another tier. So I'm getting stronger weapons, stronger armor than I've had that I was maxing out. So before the other day, I was maxed out at about 300. And I had a couple of pieces of armor that were 300, right? Everything else was like 290, 280s. And then when I was playing yesterday, I broke through to the other tier. So now everything I'm getting is over 300, right? So I'm trying to cycle all that shit out. But I had so much stuff because I'm a fucking hoarder on games. Because I'm such a fucking hoarder on games because I always want to tinker shit. I got too much stuff, so I had to actually spend some time to go through here and dump this garbage off, sell it off, make my money from it, and reduce my inventory back down to like half of what it is, or at least half or a quarter of capacity, and then start fresh again. And that's what I have to do between my inventory that I'm carrying and my inventory that's in the stash. I had to cut that all down because it's not a lot of spots, and I didn't buy more slots because I know I got a problem. I have a problem, so I got to make myself work within those confines. It's like 150. That's a lot of armors, dude. Like, that's a lot of guns and masks and backpacks and gloves and knee pads and holsters. Like, how much of that shit can you actually use? You can't use it all at once. So I'm not making that many loadouts. So look. Alternate.
In other words, you're over encumbered in the Division 2 too.
And thankfully, they don't have an encumbrance on this. Because if it did, my dude would be the slowest walking motherfucker around. That's not a tank. Carry way too much shit. Way too much shit. Skyrim issue. Every character I have on Skyrim will be overburdened all the time. Always walk slow because you're carrying a lot of shit, be it potions, be it herbs, fish, things you can eat, swords, axes. Like, I never overly specialize in one thing, so I got some other shit. Like, yeah, I got this bow that I really like, but I also got this other two bows. I got this axe that I'm using. That's my primary weapon, but I also got this short sword in case I want to dual wield. I'm like, I like options, but options will kill me too because I will option the fuck out of everything. I like doing different shit, like
Oh,
my
look at
fire and ice
you.
weapons. What's that?
I collect and grow my share of herbs when I'm in Skyrim.
That's what I do. I plant
With
shit, I leave and come back. I got a bunch of houses. I'm like, oh, good. The houses is just for me unloading shit that I have. Like what they call it, Skyrim hoarder. Yeah, I got a problem, nigga. I got a lot of places. I try to limit it to like 2 or 3 houses, stuff like that in because I take a lot of shit, but I also get my money up. So if I ever was able to bring that video game logic into the real world, I'd be sitting next to Bezos and I sit next to Bezos and Elon, talk about I'm rich, bitch. Like, what did you do? Just kill people for a living. It's profitable. The case proved that you did it.
Yeah, another thing I do is if I ever marry somebody in Skyrim, I always make sure they're a follower. That way I don't have to worry about them getting kidnapped all the time.
I ain't married nobody. I ain't married shit.
Because if you leave them in the house, they'll get kidnapped by.
I adopted kids. Look, I adopted kids. I ain't married nobody. I ain't found nobody suitable enough to marry. But I did adopt a bunch of little stray white kids.
Lucy.
I got. What's the funny part? I have what's her name? The first one that you get, the chick. Forgetting her name, but she is my house Carl at my house that I built. Right, she's there. Lydia, thank you. Lydia is my house Carl at the house that I built, and I got 2 little white kids that I adopted because they don't give you the option of picking some other fucking kids, right? So I got a son and I got a daughter. So I'm the reverse Mr. Drummond because I'm a dark elf. Okay, so I'm the reverse Mr. Drummond. They lost their mamas, lost their daddies. I adopted these 2 little white kids and put them up in my house with the little white chick that's there taking care of my house, the white pussy willow, because it's easy to maintain. That shit is so hilarious, dude.
I'm glad you said that though, Artisan, because I haven't killed the old hag yet.
Yeah, I ain't killed nobody yet. I ain't killed no chick yet. But I know one of these companions, the other
know what I'm
companion.
talking about? The orphanage. I haven't killed that old hag yet.
Oh, I killed that bitch. I do not like people mistreating children. You can just forget that. Her life was over as soon as I found out that she was abusing them kids and shit like that. So, oh well, you got to go.
I'll tell you what I like doing though. I'll walk into the orphanage, and I'll get in a stick position with my bow and arrow. Wait. When she gets done with that speech, take her right out.
No, that's them stealth kills. You sneak up behind with the fucking dagger, get the whole cutscene and everything. Fuck you. No, mistreating the children. I do not rock with that shit at all. Even little bastard kids. That's just fucked up. Like, what was his name? Argento, whatever his name is. Okay, those motherfuckers might have to go because they're gonna be a problem later on. I don't feel like dealing with a wild animal. The beast in the bedroom later on. Like, yeah, I'm gonna come in here and kill daddy in his sleep. Fuck all that. You might have to go. But other than that, no, don't be fucking with no kids. I will come down on you like the rain. Like the rain. I will get on that head. But yeah, but that's it. I don't have no spouse in the game, but I do have people at different spots that take care of my house. I just got my shit in there. That's it. As long as they can fight, I don't have to worry about nobody turning up and trying to take my shit. I'll show up and take care of everybody outside, like the giant that showed up outside my house. Fucking giant showed up trying to hit my cows and shit like this. What the fuck wrong with you? Get the goddamn hell out of here. Rode up and slayed that giant right outside my house.
Getting this giant toe.
Laid his ass out. Thought it was funny because the little white kids come out here. Why you out here messing with my little white children? Trying to cause harm to my homestead, my little white kids. Fuck you. The hell out of here. Laid his ass out. We went about our day. I kept crafting material and farming my garden. His ass body laying out there. Cold and stiff.
Yeah, I like doing both the outside and the interior garden. You get the maximum, effect.
Yeah, one character I have an outdoor garden, one character I have an indoor garden. And it's just because I wanted that. The indoor garden can trap all those little insects that turn up, like the bees and butterflies and
Right.
shit. That it could trap them inside, so you can actually catch those and harvest their asses too. So one of them is more crafty because he's a mage. So what else we got on the rest of this
Kind of
geeks?
cut out.
Yeah, I saw it. It just slowed down. I saw the little thing slow down. I got about 45 minutes left. So questions, answers, comments, complaints, throw it in the chat. Keep it rolling quick. I hate it when my chat is stagnant. That means y'all bored to fucking death or something, or the football game is on. What is it, Dolphins and Bills or somebody playing today? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I'm just waiting for February for Picard season 3.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, I do have some more Star Trek news actually.
Okay. Great.
Star Trek 4.
Mm-hmm.
They're redoing the Next Generation with new actors. That's
For God's name, why are you going? I really want to curse right now too. I really want to curse like a fucking litany of fucking curse words. I really do.
apparently this will be in the Kelvin timeline though.
Ravens don't play till 7:30. Well, that means Charles is doing all his pregame shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Let's just say for geekdom right now. Oh, Ray Hamid. I forgot. I missed Ray's comment. They keep following the path, their coochies will end up blowing out and filled with multiple male spirits. Yeah. And Ray, I'm sorry, I'm backtracking a bit. I'm going to get to your comment right now, AB. But Ray, I'm sorry I missed this comment because this was important. If you look at my Instagram, I made a comment on there about this woman's picture up there, and she said she had a whole universe inside of her. And I said, gross. I said gross. If she got a whole universe inside her, that's gross. That is not the wife. No. Because she got a whole universe inside her, nigga. No.
Ooh, yeah, that is nasty.
No. They didn't think about that damn comment that they put up there. Because they got her hips and everything out there like she all sexy and shit. Like, but she got a whole universe inside her. That means she's a cum bucket. That's
Mm-hmm.
gross. Fuck that. That's not a an endorsement. That's not a ringing endorsement. Because if you know anything, women only carry the life, they don't make it. Look, I never thought my rice cooker was responsible for making everything. It heats up, but it didn't make the rice. It didn't make the water. It took the ingredients that were placed inside of it and just heated them up till they did what they do when they come together. Same thing with a vagina. Now, it sounds cruel, but I didn't make up biology, okay? It's just how it was. Spark of life comes from a man. You made shit. You carried it. That's it. And if you couldn't carry it, you would never be pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that fucking simple. So I'm not getting it all twisted up. And that whole universe inside of her shit, I assume they was talking about her fucking womb. It does sound like a damn cum bucket. That is not entertaining, dude. No. I don't care what kind of face you put on it. That they really didn't think about that comment. So yeah. Look, Toya's speechless. She just put a point like, well, since you feel that way, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Look, I've had children. I've created children. I've seen them, those seeds that I deposited in soil, grow and become whole people that look like me, have some of my mannerisms and everything. But because I've done it in two separate sets of soil, I've seen what carries over in both of them, which means I know what I put into it. I know what they added to it. But I can see what's common in both of them. I'm common in both of them, which means since at least one of them has had children by somebody else, they ain't shit like my kid. That means you're just soil. You didn't create anything. If you did, you would have been able to do it without the male. And like I've told people before, what do you call a woman who never has a baby but has a period every month? Do you call her a mass murderer? No, because they're just unfertilized eggs. It's like a carton of fucking eggs that you get at the grocery store make an omelet. It's nothing. It's just matter. It does not have the spark to turn it into anything else but that. I don't make up biology. I'm not God. I play one on TV. On YouTube. Fucking shit. That got dark, but it's just what it is. It's not a rant against fucking women, but you have to understand your importance in this scale. You are important, but don't think everything started with you. It didn't. You part of it, but you ain't the center point. Come on, man. That's what gets these chicks to getting to 40 years old and thinking, oh, I saw red flags and why don't I have a man? Because you thought you were a universe and you tried to have the whole universe inside you. And no man wants a woman that got the whole universe inside of her. Not permanently. He might use her, but he ain't keeping her.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on. Geek stuff. Star Trek The Next Generation. They do not need a remake of Star Trek The Next Generation. Star Trek The Next Generation was good on its own. If you make a remake of Star Trek The Next Generation, you're basically telling me you have no ideas. You have no clue on how to make Star Trek. You don't. That means you're acknowledging that all the stuff that you did after that, Discovery and Enterprise, and what was that last piece of shit? Some of Picard was all garbage. It was all bullshit.
Strange New Worlds was pretty good, but other than that,
Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of, Strange New Worlds, because they're trying something different. At the very least, something where it had ground that hasn't already been walked. Put it that way. It's been touched on, but it hasn't been walked. Right? You're dealing with Pike and all that shit. So going back to strip mine the next generation again and fuck it up for people, reimagine it. That's all you're doing. I don't think it'll be any different than what you're seeing in Picard. It won't be, because at best, from what AB has told me and what some other folks have told me, fucking Picard ain't nothing but a next generation reunion. That's all they keep being able to bring back. That's the only shit that people are actually entertained by.
pretty much.
So in Star Trek, you're doing the same thing and making the same mistake that Star Wars is making by hanging out in the fucking Clone Wars forever. You're making the same mistake. You can't see a way forward because you have no fucking imagination, apparently. Well, why am I watching you if you can't have any imagination and give me anything forward thinking? That means you're regressive and you have no imagination. A lack of creativity. That's a problem for people who are supposed to be creative or creatives. No, you're not. Apparently, I think you pumping your chest for doing nothing. Don't remake the next generation. Tell new stories. Thank you, Aquateki. Yeah, that's the same thing I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? Why? I didn't see you going back and remaking the original Star Trek, did you? So why move on to the next generation? Why not just, I don't know, move ahead and tell a story? Because all they keep doing is trying to go backwards. Can't go backwards. You know, the Next Generation was only a success because they didn't try to remake Star Trek. They just told the next generation of stories. DS9 just furthered those stories. Voyager forwarded those stories. Why the fuck is everything else that came after that always going backwards? Because you're not creative. And you haven't been for a long while. And you're trying to make up for the fact that geekdom as a whole is in a deficit of fucking creativity, right? Got nothing about the journey, nothing about how to do the journey, nothing. And I don't have to tell you who they're creating this shit. Don't have to. You can look around the landscape and tell who is creating this shit. That's just garbage. All destination, no journey. I just want the first representation of such and such. Well, that's awesome. What's the story about? Well, why are you focused on that? Aren't you happy that so-and-so's here? No.
Oh, don't get me started. I remember when they made the third movie, they decided to make Sulu special, and George Takei said, like, what are you doing that for? He was heterosexual in the show. What are you doing?
Yeah, you don't need to do that. That's them trying to impose this real world shit into the creative space, and people who are intelligent enough to understand it's like that's not the character. Look, I think for a large portion of the time, George Takei knew he was gay.
Yeah.
And I think for a large portion of the time, he enjoyed playing Ikaru Sulu because it was something different than him. He's an actor. I don't think he wants to get up there and play himself because it destroys the character of Sulu. Let him just be himself. Let him, Sulu, be his own character outside of who George Takei actually is in real life, because he knows the difference between the two. Some people don't. Like the goofball in my comments section trying to tell me that Icon wouldn't like me if he was real. And I had to respond back to him. I don't give a fuck about if the fictional character would like me or not. I'm not worried about a fictional character's likes and dislikes of me as a real person. So, the fuck does that have to do with the character? This tells you the mind warp that these people are in. These are kids that grew up believing that everything on TV was fucking real. They don't understand that none of this stuff is not real. That's why they keep wanting to inject more and more real life into it, because they can't relate to it otherwise. No, this is real. It's important that I know that the Teletubbies is actually non-binary and have some kind of rainbow affiliation. No, it's not. They're fucking Teletubbies. Made up fucking characters that do not need to adhere to real world sensibilities. Because although people are stupid, I don't see them running around with holes in their head or televisions in their stomachs, despite how big their fucking iPhone or their iPad is in their purse. Dumb shit. Do a Star Trek series based on the Mirror Universe. Have they finished exploring the Alpha Quadrant yet? Go out there. Go beyond. Just saying.
I also heard another good idea. Explore the timeline between the original Star Trek and Next Generation. You know, Enterprise B. There's a lot of history in between there. Enterprise B and C.
No, because then that just gets them back to the Enterprise. And they run into a problem with what stories they tell, which will counteract what's already been done in the future. Right? They run into sticky spots.
That's why they are lazy. Never mind.
Right, because they're lazy, they'll fuck up continuity like that. And because these are lazy writers, I don't like lazy writers fucking around with continuity. You're better off telling a story in the future that can't fuck up continuity anyway than you are going back into continuity and telling a story. You're not a good enough writer for that shit. That's why I don't like them going back to the past. Y'all know I like John and Dave. I don't want John and Dave fucking around in the Clone Wars or anybody at Star Wars fucking around in the Clone Wars era or anything else that's happened in the past that fucks up continuity any more than they already have. I'm not for that. I don't like it. It's really it's what it is. Now they may be good writers, but the amount of time they have to take to make these shows is because they're trying to make it fit in continuity. And they have to keep switching it up to make it fit. They have to keep adjusting continuity to make this bullshit fit. Which to me, no disrespect, but if you were a better writer, you wouldn't have to tweak anything. You would just write your story and it would fit in continuity. You don't have to make it fit by changing this character here or changing this there and giving this person a brother. You wouldn't have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Continuity for me exists as separate lines. If you want to tell a story in between those lines, it should be able to track from one to the next one. If you have to adjust one line or the other one to make it fit, you're fucking up continuity. Your story doesn't work. It doesn't. Because continuity is the rules that govern what this universe already is. So tell your story within that. But if you don't want to tell your story within these borders, within these rules and these lines, then tell your fucking story out on the other end of it. Do it where it won't mess up anything. That's fertile ground where you can introduce all kind of goofy shit. Why am I in favor of Taika Waititi doing a Star Wars show? Even after Thor Love and fucking Blunder. Why am I in favor of that? Because where he wants to do it is hundreds of years past the Skywalkers and everything else. To where whatever story he tells doesn't fuck up anything. And if he wants to, he can actually go back and touch on stuff from past continuity and bring it forward. That makes his show automatically more interesting. Rather than going back in the past and dropping this bullshit story in the middle of all this continuity that he don't want to have to care about. No, stop it. Yeah, crossover with no canon characters involved. Like, how's it even a fucking crossover? That's the part that gets me. Yeah, and breaking continuity. No, breaking continuity is a speciality these days because people are fucking lazy ass writers. They can't write. Herb has said it many a times. He read comics every fucking week. Every fucking week. Marvel and DC. He know they suck. Look, you don't want to believe me? Ask Eric July. He made a whole fucking comic book because of it. He made his whole own comic because of how badly this shit is sucking. He's been reading comics for a long time. What's that?
Talking about Young Ripper?
Yeah, Ripper. Made his own fucking comics because the shit was so bad to him. JT, look at her, without a doubt. JT in here, JT got his own comic company too. Makes his own comics too. Ask him what he's reading right now, how good it is. Ask him. If their shit was so awesome, there wouldn't be a large independent market. It's not that damn good because these writers are not any good because these writers are not here about continuity or any of that shit. There are people who want these characters to actually be real, but don't want to have to respect them by the rules that the characters were built under. They want to just use them for whatever they want to use them for. And most of the time, they only want to use them because it brings attention to them. They're the people who do want to be sitting front and center on the stage and have everybody focused on them. but they can't make anything creative that would get anybody to focus on them. That's why they want your characters. That's why they want your continuity fucked up.
Don't
Because
try
your
to make those
continuity,
posters like
yeah,
that.
because your continuity has something that they can never get: attention. I went from 75 to $100 a week. Art of Idmore was still in here. I didn't know if he was in here, homie. But yeah, went from $75 to $100 a week in comics to $40. I dropped all my X books. And I told y'all before, Art of Idmore is a mark. For comics, stop opening. Why? Because he come in and spend money on comics. He went from 75 to 100 down to 40. Look, you tell me how good that shit is there. That's somebody, that is your weekly paying customer. Weekly. That's just at the high side, that's $400 a month. One guy, one store on DC and Marvel. Probably primarily DC. But he dropped all his X books. Why? I know why. I can tell you why. The same reason I ain't reading the shit. Mm-mm. Yeah, Art single-handedly. Yeah, he one of them. He one of them. Single-handedly keeping the industry fucking alive. And they shitting in his face too. So they're like, yeah, I can't buy no more of this shit, dude. Times is tight. And I'm tightening my belt. I'm not giving you no more free money for bullshit. Mm-mm. Not gonna lie, my pop. And Aquatechi, you don't have to lie about it. All long-term comic book fans and people who buy comics know this shit. At times, you cycle off of shit because it just gets that garbage. You do. You cut back your saver list. Herb is in here. I used to do it all the time with Herb. Yeah, I'm off of this because it's not good. Take me off of this. Take me off of this. I'll give this a try for 4 months, but after that, we're gonna decide from there. You have to do that shit. Otherwise, you just buying shit out of habit, which is I'm just supposed to spend $100 on this shit every time I come in here. I'm not liking it, but I'm still supposed to just buy it. Bullshit. They don't know that you don't like it until you stop buying it. Joe Quesada said that shit a long time ago about why you got One More Day and stuff like that with Spider-Man, why he did this. And he told everybody, you voted for it. You voted for it with how you spent on it. If you liked it, you should have bought it. But you didn't, so that's why we did what we did. It wasn't selling. So fuck them. That's how shit works. They need to get rid of Krakoa before I even read an X-Men again. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about Krakoa too. And truth be told, shout out to Blurred Without Fear and Comics Explained. I'm not spending any time reading that X-Men shit. I'm not reading any comics right now at all. I'm not really interested. I'm irritated. I'm upset. And it's a real sensitive spot for me. I've told y'all why. My heart in some ways is really broken with this comic book shit. Right? That shit, all of it sounds way too complicated, way too overblown, way too many goddamn mutants all over the place again, and way too many female saviors. Everybody they keep introducing is super powerful and needs to be key, and what's happening sooner or later in the comic books is all chicks. I'm not fucking interested like that. I'm not that goddamn interested. If you ain't representing me, heterosexual male, what the fuck am I reading this shit for? Just so you can have it? Fuck you. Go back and write your bullshit independent books that wasn't selling a goddamn thing.
So basically, because their books ain't selling them, they're gonna ruin everybody else's stuff, huh?
Yes. I've been saying that for a while. I pointed that out a while ago that these are miserable people. They hate that you have something that you like and has a fan base that of people that actually love it. They hate that shit. So what did they do? They got into these companies, they got on these titles, and they ruined every one of those fucking characters in turn. And like that article I pointed out to you last year before, about how they were going after marquee characters to turn them all into the Rainbow Brigade, that was their fucking plan. To make you have to see this stuff. Because you wasn't reading it when it was their little shit books. So they went where the people were. And now, book show. We knew what the trolls were gonna say. We knew what the trolls were gonna say. You didn't know shit. You just knew you wanted to swing at somebody you wouldn't even get a chance to be in a room with. Jealous, hateful ass. And took glee in it, you pig. Yes, that's shaming. Yeah, Art said they messed up Storm. I don't know what the fuck they did to Storm. I just found out that them whole mutants on Arahu, or whatever the fuck it is on Mars was from another goddamn dimension. I'm like, oh my fucking God. I keep thinking I'm gonna go back, Art. I keep thinking I'm gonna go back and read that was it Hickman or was it Aaron? Whoever the fuck it was. I think it was Hickman. That I was gonna go back and read that Hickman run of X-Men because I was buying those comics. I was actually picking those comics and pulling them aside because I put all my comics down here. I got a whole box of fucking comics, right? That I will go back and read it and really try to get in to see what's going on. But it's gone so many different directions now. It's like, does it even fucking matter? Doesn't matter? I mean, really, does it? More introduction to more super powerful female characters that I don't give a fuck about and don't actually matter. More downplaying of actually powerful characters and letting them be on the sideline, simping after somebody else like Sync. More turning the X-Men into the X-Peoples, or just X as being what we taking because we own fucking drugs and everybody's having a sex party.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I needed that in my fictitious world. Yeah, and that was the other thing. Hellfire Gala art. That was the part that burned me. Now, admittedly, there were some really cool covers that came out of the Hellfire Gala because I like seeing X-Men costume designs, right? Or changes on the designs of how you incorporate the X. I do like that shit. But the fact that it was a goddamn gala, what dude gives a fuck about a goddamn gala? And from what I was reading, because I read some of them, all these motherfucking goofballs is just there. It's all about the chicks. I was like, then write a chick X-Men book. What the fuck? I mean, really, what in the fuck, dude? I'm like, it's all about this. And what Moira is doing here. Like, so you made Moira a fucking mutant. Why? I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Now she hate the X-Men? Bitch, go somewhere. Talk about elevating characters that didn't need no elevation. Oh my God. Your secondary mutation now must be just pissing people off. Making me throw up in my mouth. They basically kicked Hickman's ideas to the side and started doing their own thing. Yeah. Basically. A good start for them to fuck up. because a bad writer can't follow a good one. So
yeah, this is getting depressing.
Yeah, it is. I'm almost 3 hours in, so I'm about out of here to X-Prom. X rom-com is what it is. The X stands for alternative lifestyles now, not unknown people or X genes. It's just for the sex you get in your genes. Fucking hell. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't. I like the art on X-Men books. Yeah, LGBT folks love proms. You know why? As part of the ones back, them old millennials and Xers, LGBTs. That was what they didn't go to. Where their juveniles still focused on their fucking genitals. No higher aspirations than fucking the next thing. X people school for gifted non-binary. Yeah. Boring people. LGBT and X too. Yeah, see. That's why they want to take that shit over. Because where X-Men were created as a way, as a metaphor for racial disparities and stuff like that, to highlight that and have those stories about that of people being marginalized and attacked and separated out because they were different visually or whatever. They've taken that now. They want to take that now and push the rainbow agenda under it. Because that's the new diversity now.
Diversity.
It's not about your skin color no more. It's all about your sexual preference. Like anybody gave a fuck. That's the struggle now. And according to them, it's vital as the struggle for black people. Nigga, what? Get the fuck out of here. If you want to have blue hair and fuck your neighbor, that's your business. Nobody cares. And I think that's more the problem. The fact that nobody actually cares. That's why you want so much fucking attention for everybody to know you doing it. Just do it and get it over with. And shut up. What, we need to throw you a party for that shit? This is how we bring the conversation back, y'all. Y'all need my excitement to be like yours. Oh, I'm doing something that's so wrong. It's not that damn special. And I don't get excited like schoolgirls. Or fairies. I don't care. And I say this having lesbian and gay friends. I never gave a shit. As long as they figured it out for themselves, now they can be their full person. And I told y'all, one of my exes is a whole lesbian. She found herself finally. And when she finally came out to me and we started talking, I said, now I know why you hooked me up with your friend. You like the same thing I like. Damn, I wish you would have told me a long time ago. We could have been bagging bitches. Could have been bagging them together. Motherfucker. You fucked up our hanging out time. Shit. Could have been getting all these Latinas together. I'm a friend to the end, nigga. Shit. If you like fish and I like steak, I don't give a fuck. We can surf and turf it all night. Shout out to 300 GT Atlanta. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, if you hurting for it, you don't have to give it. Like I said, 5 or better. 5 or better. Should be 10 or better. Got to build this channel some kind of way. I can't do it off of nothing. But I do appreciate it because you didn't have to give, but you did. So appreciate you, 3000 GT. Me and I think today, me and Mr. Z is gonna have some races on Gran Turismo 7. So see that alert pop up, you can definitely jump in. But I will give you a 3 that 3B salute. Appreciate it. I don't know why, but Wilma's booty was turning me on this time. Like hams, them yams was moving me. I was feeling the spirit, y'all. Feeling the spirit in the fictional yams. My prom was whack. I was still a virgin. I didn't even go to my prom. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't even go. And getting cake. And I need to dance around and pretend like I like them. I'm a Scorpio. We don't do small talk and fake shit. It's not us. Just like, no, nigga, I'd rather not. I really would rather not.
Yams. Got me thinking about yams now.
Yeah, exactly. Yamage. I was forced to go to mine. I had more interest in things I wanted to do. Exactly. Like, think about it this way. And I don't know if this is going out to any young people who might hear it because I know my age range on my demographics. But who are you going to the prom for?
Mm-hmm.
You or your mama to take pictures because she likes seeing you dress up and go out? Because it ain't for your daddy. I know your daddy don't give a fuck one way or the other.
Sure don't. Sure didn't.
Is it for your friends so they can all see you and have that opportunity to dress up and act like grown-ups for one night and get drunk and get sex? Okay, you know, by the time you get into college, that's all you probably going to be doing if you're not focused on your books in your future and understand that this is the last stage before I'm out in the real world. What are you doing it for? Now, my daughter went to her prom, and it was important, at least a little bit for me, that she got to go, not because I got anything out of it, because I understand for some females, it's an important time. It's an important event. My daughter looked beautiful. Had a little red dress on and a little harlot red lipstick. I'm like, why the fuck? And to see who she went to the prom with, which was her boyfriend, which her boyfriend looked like Ed Sheeran. He did. He looked like fucking Ed Sheeran because she's going to private school with a bunch of white folks. So I wasn't all pissed off about that. But I also knew that's the dude who's going to take her fucking virginity. That goofball. But I found out later he did get her virginity. But okay, so it was him. At least he was goofy as fuck. At least he was goofy as fuck. So, because I can guarantee you, he wasn't pulling his dick on anybody else. So he was just as new to this shit as she was. Fine. Good. She didn't get no grown ass man Mac attack. It was like, yeah, baby, let me. I like the young women. You know, I got a car. I got a Porsche, a Ferrari. Let me get a little bit of that sweet brown sugar. Fuck you, nigga. Make me have to kill your ass. She got somebody her age, her speed, just as new. Fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. Did you use protection? Yes. Cool. No unwanted pregnancies. Awesome. Thanks for being responsible. But other than that, what else is there? What's the point? So you can say you had a good time with your friends, like you remember that shit forever? Look, man, I remember my boat cruise that I went on as a freshman when I wanted to talk to, I had a crush on this chick in my class, Megan Williams. I had a crush on her ass so hard. Her little springy curly hair. I had a crush on her ass so hard. And I went on that boat cruise with my boy Angelo. And we cruising around the bay on this ferry. And I was too nervous to talk to her ass. It's just what it is, nigga.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I'll start somewhere. Because my mother wasn't really liking me hanging around a lot of chicks. Even though I had girlfriends. Elementary school, junior high school, I always had girlfriends. But it was something I had to do on the sneak. Because she wasn't into that shit. She was a young mother and she was trying to prevent me from being a young father. Which means she was kind of stifling my growth in the sense of dealing with fucking females. and having relationships with females. Single mother. Think they helping, they actually hurting. So
If you start
that part was kind of rough. But me and Megan still friends to this day. She's still friends. She bloated as fuck now, single. But it is what it is, isn't it? It all worked out the way it was supposed to work out, I guess. But other than that, I don't think that shit matters. I remember that. I don't care about the prom. Couldn't even tell you what the theme was. I don't give a shit. And some of the prom pictures I got from my friends that actually went, I don't think they give a fuck about that shit either. Because
I don't know
and
where
everybody's
any of
like,
my
yeah, well,
pictures are at.
but whatever. And Malika's right, the females. That's the only people that care about that shit. If
Yeah,
you're a
pretty
guy
much.
and you still worried about what happened at the prom, people gonna tell you, man, move the fuck on, grow up. Why don't you get out to the club and meet somebody? You know, go dance out there. I remember that time more than anything else. And yes, Toya, I agree. Scorpios are awesome, particularly one of mine. Starts with an A. A rhymes with awesome. I actually wanted to dance in my fancy dress. Nobody was interested. What the fuck? Were you weird? Were you weird back in the day, Toya? You must have been weird. I don't say that as a negative because I'm a geek, so that was considered weird for a long time. So I have an affinity for weird people. But you had your fancy dress and you couldn't go. Were you weird? Because back in the '80s, that might have been a death nail. Like, no, she's a little different. She got that Wednesday Addams dress on, nigga. What are you doing?
Oh, dear.
But Toya said I was very weird. In good company. You're in good company, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in good company. Don't worry about it. We all weird when we were young. Some of us. I wasn't one of the cool kids. I'm not one of the cool kids now. I'm just who I am. That's just what it is. You were voted most cheerful in high school. I wasn't even voted in high school. I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved because I always had to leave. Because for high school is 4 years, right? I was always doing weird people shit. Like first year I fucked off. Freshman year I fucked off because I was cutting class and shit like that. Till I got this one teacher who was retiring. He didn't like teaching Negroes no more, so he failed the whole class.
Oh, wow.
So that ended up being an issue. I had to get back on my books. My mother was going to kick my ass. But from that point on, I was on honor roll every year, every quarter. And I got really into my computer classes because I've always liked computer in my programming classes, which I excelled at. And I got to do programs that were designed to take you out of the school that you're in, bus you to another school to get advanced training in this computer programming and stuff like that. And that's what I did. I see you back there, BMT. Hold on one second. So I was always doing weird shit. I had friends that were a little younger than me and some that were my age that were weird or kind of cool with people or hip or whatever the fuck, nerds, what have you. And I was cool with them and I liked them. Well, my one friend Raj was a fucking nerd. He was a total fucking nerd, but he was one of my best friends for a long time, wore thick ass glasses and everything else. I understand why he was weird. But after freshman year, that nigga, decided he was going to flip the script and start playing football, getting buff, and people started fucking with his ass when he started beating up motherfuckers. He had a lot of rage built up and can't be. Look, that's why you don't be fucking with nerds, okay? Everybody matures.
Yep.
Fuck around if you want to. They not that same young kid. They harboring some hellified rage, nigga. Tap into that shit if you want to. She'll think fucking Beelzebub showed up. Like, this nigga's a whole demon. Fuck around and find out. Nerds grow up. And they are not playing nice with you afterwards. They remember that shit. They do not forget a damn thing. But anyway, I got into, my friends were weird. And I had my group of friends, and I was cool with that. Were they the top choice of the school? Some of them were really popular, but those were my friends. I was friends with people who were popular. I never wanted to be popular like that. I just wanted the chicks that I wanted. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
The chick that I had, and liking the chick that I had, having a chick that likes me. It wasn't important that I had her wearing my coat, my Letterman coat, and walking through the halls together all hooked. Come on, nigga, I don't need all that shit. Let's go back to my house and actually try to fuck. I live close to school. I got real concerns. I'm trying to get it in. Give a fuck about that school shit. I was trying to get out of there. Like I said, I didn't like teenagers when I was one. I damn sure don't care for them now. Band geek. It's okay to be a band geek. I wish I actually legitimately played an instrument. I really wish I did because piano and guitar was always my favorite things. And I can make up a tune on a piano, but I can't read sheet music for shit. And the next thing I'm probably going to do to challenge myself is learn how to play guitar because my daughter taught herself how to play guitar, just like my father taught himself how to play guitar. I'm like, well, God damn it, I'm missing out. No foreign language, no musical. I got to catch up. These motherfuckers is lapping me. What up, BMT?
Yeah, just to give you a reference, because I read sheet music a little bit. It's not that hard. You just gotta know what stanza you're in and where you're at, and know how to go up and down, how to read the notes and go up and down. It's not as hard as people think it is.
I don't think it is. Like I'm a very analytical person, right?
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is understand the process of it. Once I understand the process of it, I know how to do it, right? And it's just like understanding how all of this stuff works together. That's all it is.
Right.
It's just understanding how it all works together. Now, screwed around with it, it'll sound funny to you guys, but you can learn stuff anywhere. I fucked around with it playing Mario Paint on the Super NES because you would make music, right? And I've had music class, but you would make music. Understanding where it goes to get the certain tones and how that relates is just all understanding to me. It's just all understanding how that shit goes together and producing the desired effect that you want by putting things in particular places. As long as I understand that, I'll make whatever I want to. That's why I can make my music. I can make music and I can actually replay it years later because I understand where it is on the keyboard and the sound and stuff, right? I just couldn't write that down for somebody and tell them play these notes at these bars at this measure and you'll reproduce the same song. I'm doing it from ear and memory. So I just don't know how, like I said, I just don't know how to read sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a skill.
Uh-huh.
Toya was doing her Wednesday dance. Yep, she was doing her Wednesday dance on a Saturday. All right, what's good, BMT?
Not too much, not too much. I try to always come by, shoot it, just chill out with you.
Yeah,
And
appreciate your help the other day on the Division 2. You got me bumped up. You helped me bump up to that other tier 2.
oh yeah, listen, man, I always enjoy rocking with you. I think I probably should have gone into the gamer chat so that way it could have been a lot more cleaner on our
Mm-hmm.
sound on talking to each other. But
Yeah,
aside from that,
I haven't listened to that stream again, so I don't know how that stream sounds because I haven't had a chance to listen back to it again. Was it
right.
muffled or something or what?
It was like very distorted, like you were underwater, but I could read we understood each other enough,
Mm-hmm.
whereas to like I'm using a drone, you're using the health. I'm
Okay.
gonna use a boat. So I guess we understood each other's play style enough that
Mm-hmm.
even though we didn't have the best communication, but we understood how to play off of each other, which goes a long way. And
Yeah, because on my end it was clear. I could clearly hear what you were saying. If they couldn't hear it on the playback, it's probably due to the internet signal. My
okay,
internet signal. I'm not hardwired into anything. Everything is Wi-Fi, and that's why I keep lagging at times when I'm live streaming and shit like that. Because right now it's okay, but in a minute it'll fuck up or something because I said something. I looked at it. So it kind of messes up the signal a little bit. So if it's bad on the replay, I'll listen to the replay and see what it is. Because you were clear as hell to me. I could hear you clearly. I guess you were hearing me clearly. So it was working. Only if it didn't come across on the replay, it's from my end and it's on the Wi-Fi setup.
Okay, like no word. Like I said, like you're like one of the very few I get on. So like if I had to do a division mission, I probably would do that. Other than that, I'm pretty much a solo. I'm pretty much like a solo Sigma wolf. I'll just go off. If I see somebody needs help, I'll join on and latch onto them. And they're like, "Hey, do you need backup?" No, I'll be okay. Like I can get more done by myself than with a group. Like I don't have to.
That's me. That's me. I'm a Sigma spawn out there. I will jump in like a hero and come save people. You know, they put out the call. I'll show up, do what I need to do, and bounce the fuck out of there. Like I usually run a lot of solo dolo missions. Like I got to take over the map again. I'm going to take it over myself. I'm going to go every checkpoint. I'm going house to house, kicking motherfuckers out. I don't give a shit. I already know what I need to do. Yeah, and we got Artie Idmore in there now. All three of us need to play together. Yeah, we can get it in today, homie. Because I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you and Mr. Z today, Art. And that's why I was cleaning out my storage today, Art. Because I'm trying to figure out, since BMT is here, BMT can tell me. I was trying to give Art some of this gear that I had from when I started. So it was like level 14 gear, and Art just started, right?
Right.
I was trying to give it to him, and it wasn't shareable. And I'm trying to find out why it was not shareable, why I couldn't just drop the shit. Because I don't need, it's like perfect in its stats, but it's level 15. I don't need a level 15 machine gun now. I really don't. But I kept it because I knew if somebody new came on, I could just give it to them. But it's not giving me the option to share it with them. I don't know why that is.
Got you.
Okay. Waiting to find out when I talk to you again to see if you knew why that shit was happening, because I was leaving, I was going out. I didn't have time to be searching that shit and finding out.
Right. So no problem. So what happens is this. So usually when that happens, so one, you have time, and you also have that of tampering. If it's a new item that we pick up, usually we start conversing with each other like, okay, what did you get? What did I get? Because you only have a certain amount of time with that item until it becomes hard pressed to that agent. So
unsure.
Right. So if you had that item for a while on you, you can't share it because it's been with it's imprinted onto you. But if it's something where you ask to, like how like me and you open up the box and I'll say, okay, like Scorpio, what did you get? And you would tell me what you get, and I'll say, well, I got this and this. Okay, yeah, pass me that fail. All right, cool. Because you'll see on the corner of it, maybe I need to screenshot it. You'll see like this little recyclable thing on there on the corner. If you notice that when you get items, that's letting you know you have time to share that item or send it off. And so this is why usually whenever we extract certain items from boxes or stuff like that, usually we have a certain amount of like 15 to 30 minutes, if that, to like get to like a safe haven or like a zone where we can drop it and just, okay, here you go. You can take this, even if you can't use it, but it's on you. So whenever you get to that point, you'll be able to use it later on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've had the weapon and the gear that I was trying to give Art was all like level 14, level 12 because he just started, right? And I've been carrying that since I started the game because that was the stuff that I had. I just held on to it. So it means that I've held it long enough that it's unshareable. I can't share it with you.
That and also
get rid of it. It's like it's pointless now. You might as well, cash that shit in.
Cash it in. Yeah, the 80 cat. Like just break it down. Also, let's say you got a really good rifle, like an M1A. Like I was talking to you about it. And I was like, yeah, this girl right here, she served me pretty well. Like, I'm a pastor. I can't do that because I done modified the weapon from its original state. It's not the
Right.
same gun anymore. So
Right.
if you modify a weapon, you can't pass it on because it's been modified to that agent. So it's no longer the original weapon. The original weapon can be sent to another agent, but if you modify the weapon, even to like put in a flash or stock or anything on there, which
Just
that's
a
one
brick.
thing great about the division. Every weapon is heavily modifiable. Every weapon except the exotics. But other than any weapon can be modified to be a devastational tool, which that is a plus. But understand this, if anybody modifies their weapon, they cannot like that's like let's say I don't have the stuff to modify a weapon, but you do. You can't be like, well, oh, don't worry, just I'll modify it. No, I need to get my ass out there and go out there and go find the mods. Or if you see the mods and you pick them up, like, hey, I'm not gonna do anything with these mods. I'm gonna put them on there on the ground for you. Like, but if that was the case, you and I both understand that RPGs or worlds like that, technically the division is an RPG in a sense. It wants you to go out as a player to explore. Like you go into alleys that are like like a Scorpio, there's nothing in this, just darkness. Now we know there's some fucked up shit in that alley, but you're still gonna go. But you understand, no risk, no reward. You want to take a fortress to get some good weapons, you're gonna get it. If that's the case, people will be pussyfooted and ask other people, "Can you go out there and do all the work and just give me the gun?" No, take your punk ass out there with us and earn it. So
Art was running with me for a while yesterday before I had to leave, and he finally got him on, got him grouped up, and we ran some of the checkpoints on my map, right on my session. And so he was getting some stuff out of the boxes. I think he was getting some good stuff. I'm not sure, but I was trying to give him that older stuff that I had. Now I know I just can't because I did modify the weapon. I did modify the knee pads and shit like that. And yes, they're maxed out, but they're level 12. So I might as well just dump them motherfuckers off now. But now you know, Art, you heard it. We run the shit again, we play again. I pull something out the loot crate. You can have that shit. I can give it to you. It might not be able to use it at that point, but it's there. It's there for you to pick up. Because I know some stuff you can't see because maybe I maybe I got the last shot on that guy and killed him.
Right.
They're dropping the item at my tier, not at your tier. Right. So maybe I'll fraction it out to where, hey, this dude got a couple of more hits on him. Hit his ass, he'll go down. You'll get loot at your tier, but it'll be better loot because you playing up basically right now.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, Artist, I'm beaming out.
All right, AB. Appreciate you, sir.
All right, AB.
Next time.
Peace out.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of those types of games. Is definitely it's one the division games like that. They push you for like camaraderie and exploration. However, there's some people who just thrive by themselves. Just like I remember when you first started, you said, I said, hey, once you take that shield and you get good with that pistol, after that, shit, the Scorpion just went out there to hunt, and I was like, yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
That's all I do is I just hunt. I just hunt and take people down. And just like you saw when you came on, I had the whole map. I just didn't take the strongholds, and then I just started doing strongholds by myself. Like, fuck it, nigga. But it is what it is.
And that's the thing about it. I encourage a lot of people. Some people I used to know, they would wait for other people to come to get on, then they would go out. Versus, we had other people in the clan, like, yo, how are you like getting so strong? Or wait, you cleared out a whole sector by yourself? Like, wait, did you get any help? No, I just did. because they're so used to being under that type of pressure by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Whether if anything, you're slowing them down with more people with them. It's like a
Right.
Frank Castle type of paradox. Frank chooses to work by himself. Frank only has to worry about one thing. Frank, he doesn't worry about anybody else. He doesn't need it. That's it's a lot more
But that's
efficient.
why I told you while we were playing, I had to consciously remember that I'm playing with somebody else at that time,
Right.
because I was running out there like I was solo dolo. I was like, okay, I got backup right now, so I don't need to charge up on these motherfuckers like I usually would. Right now, I can let
Yeah.
him cover that side and not just charge up on these dudes before they get set in their positions and start picking them off. So
I was trying to figure that out. I was like,
solo, I was playing a
fuck,
little bit
Scotty, why
more
the fuck did you go way up there? Like, what the fuck?
I ran up on him.
You know, I was like, yeah, this is a guy who's used to being by himself.
No, hard charging. Like hard charging in there, boy. It trigger every time I hear Frank Castle's name. I love the Punisher. You love my underwear then, Toya. I love the Punisher too. I got Punisher underwear. That's not a joke. That is not a fucking joke. That is not a joke. Don't start flirting with me, because I'm feeling kind of randy today. I'll start getting myself into troubles.
But yeah, it is a but yeah, I do enjoy stuff like that. I think that's why I took to like RPG games or like functional games like that. Whereas to the Division and stuff like that, they don't make you. They have a story, but it's what you choose how you're gonna walk that story.
Yeah.
And so, in that sense, you pretty much are your own cognitive. How you set story. Do you want to go save those people, or are you gonna go be selfish and do your own shit? Like, there's no such thing as right or wrong on a battlefield. I always try to tell that to people. Morale is just that of a figment concept, depending on that of the author. To you, he's a bad guy. To him, to his people or whoever he's doing it for.
Here is the lack of a moral dilemma with this one, right? I'm playing a game, and it's just a game, but I'm playing a game. I'm trying to get to this control point because it's under attack. The control point that I control is under attack by another outside force, right? I'm trying to run down the street to get there. In the process of running down the street, I pass a bunch of people being held hostage by another hostile force. Now, the moral decision is, well, I got to save these people because they're being held hostage. I'm like, no, I got to go help these people at my control point so I don't lose that control point. That's a moral decision. I ran right past that shit. Kept it trucking, didn't stop moving one time. Right past the hostages, onto the control point. That's a moral decision. Do you get involved in that shit, which is an ambush, or do you sacrifice your people at the control point and lose that point and have to fight your way back in? But that means all the people there got lost.
And they all will be dead. All your resources will be gone. Yep.
2 hostages versus a whole control point full of people, which is about six or 8 people. 2 versus 8. In board position. I chose to save the 8 people and keep my board position and sacrifice the other 2 people. Maybe they died, maybe they didn't. I don't know because I wasn't there to see.
That sounds like a Division situation, like on a daily. Like you'll see that where there'll be people at gunpoint about to be executed, and they'll be
a show of it out in the middle of everything, just making a show of it. It's like they trying to draw people out. That's a fucking ambush.
Right.
Ambush waiting to happen.
And you'll know, like, shit, like, I haven't restocked on ammo. Like, what the fuck? Like, you can choose to get involved, or hey, the next ammo, you gotta pick your battles. Like, you always have to pick your battles. And that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one dude was like, man, like, Shadow, how can you walk away from that situation easy? I did. That's the thing about it.
One foot in front of, turn my back and put one foot in front of the other. That's how you walk away from it.
Like I said, I predominantly take on jobs that are lucrative towards me. Hey, the agent, like, you want this? We can give you a new gun or new shoulder pads or give you a loaf of bread. Oh, cool. There you go. Now you got my interest.
Now you got
Versus
my
some right. Versus, oh, it's out the joy of your heart. Nah, dude, bullets cost money. And shit. I'm sorry. Like my services ain't cheap. When they ask for like resources, I'm not gonna give my resources to a group that keep getting sacked every goddamn hour I leave. I'm not giving
no.
my resources to y'all. Like, fuck that. Y'all
That's fucking irritating. I'll tell you that just on my own. That's irritating. That's why I was bitching when I was playing with you. I was telling you, these motherfuckers hungry. These kids hungry. Like, y'all don't do shit. Hungry motherfuckers. I keep dropping off resources and the net and through again. Oh, bitch over here. We did it. Fuck you. You ain't did shit. They had to warp in like the fucking death trooper and wipe these dudes out and run off back to doing some other shit. They never know not to mess with us. Shut up. Stupid ass NPC. Shut your stupid ass up. You ain't did shit. Down there ducking. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here because now I want to get back into this shit and sell off the rest of this material. So when I play again, I can actually load up on shit with y'all and not be like stopping in the middle of a gunfight so I can drop one thing so I can pick up one thing. Like, fuck that. That's so stupid. I'm hoarding on the division. I got to stop that shit. I'm trying to break myself with this bad habit of hoarding shit. So,
yep.
You got any final thoughts? Thank you for helping me out with that yesterday, and thank you for helping me out on the shareable thing. So next time, on the shit he knew. So if we can all three of us click up on that shit, you see me live on that shit, jump on, so we can get Art built up because I know he got too much Modern Warfare or Call of Duty experience not to be able to be good at Division. Too much.
Yeah, like I said, no problem, man.
Like I said,
man. But I definitely know you're about at the threshold where now you got a whole faction after you now coming after you. So
yeah, I just broke through that 300 barrier. So the weapons I'm getting is up to like highest one I got so far is 342, and I want to build that one up too. So yeah, I got to get back out there and get on it and push the story mode forward because I want to open up some more of that map.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready to go forward out there in the concrete jungle. When I see you live,
yeah,
I'll activate my.
If it say killing time in Division 2, you know what time it is. Jump in.
All right, brother.
All right, appreciate you, BMT.
All right, see you, Sarge.
Call me Sarge. Call me sir. I work for a living. If I was in the military, I'd probably be past a sergeant. If I went to the military and not listened to the 90s propaganda about black men ain't got no place in the military. Dumb shit. I'm so mad I ever listened to that. Realize if I didn't listen to that, chances are I would have been a Navy SEAL before David Goggins. So that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. But obviously, I wasn't strong enough mentally because I'm not a Navy SEAL right now. Didn't have it. But that's what I wanted to do, so it's all I kid. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. It was a light geek stream today, but contributions was light too. I did get 10, but that was kind of cheating because Malika and Enigma actually donated earlier in the week for another stream. I added those to this total. So basically, we didn't make the goal today either, based on today and what we did today. But I do appreciate everybody who donated. I have to grow this channel, which means support needs to be there. And I like to grow this channel for you guys, not just because I need another thing on my list to do and actually work towards, but I'm not doing anything I'm not trying to be good at. I'm not. So I do appreciate y'all coming through. Do appreciate Toya and Arya showing up in here. Because Toya looking cute in this picture and Arya showed up with the little lips. Arya don't know she cute. Or she don't know. Them DLCs out there. I don't know. Something's in the air. I'm feeling fucking really horny. I'm feeling really goddamn horny right now. Something is in the air. I need to calm down and go outside in the rain or something like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I will drop some other stuff this week, some random streams. Once I get back up to speed on Geekdom, I got that test out the way for a couple of weeks, so that's off my mind. I'm not thinking about the testing anymore. And I did pick up some on-call days because somebody can't do their work. The on-call edition. I will be at work next weekend, so be prepared for that. Like Arya, I'm waiting on Ant-Man. Yeah, I'm waiting on Quantumania. I still haven't seen that second trailer, but I have it already set up here to do a reaction to the second trailer. So I might record this right after I finish this stream and then put it up, my reaction to the second trailer. I already know I'm seeing a movie anyway. Like, I've said that for over a year. I'm just waiting for it to show up. So they don't need to show me another damn trailer. But I'll watch it just so I can actually put the content out there. So the rest of y'all who don't know if I give a fuck about Ant-Man know that I'm all in for this movie already, and I'm just waiting to watch it. So February is coming. We got The Mandalorian, I think. Season 3 is starting up end of this month. I think it's starting at the end of this month. I'll go back and watch my episode of Bad Batch. I guess try to get some reactions or some reviews of that. Since AB is telling me is getting really serious this time around. Good. I like things when they get grown up. But there's a lot of good stuff on the way, so I'm gonna have to get my head back up to geek ass and get into it. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for showing up today. We do this every Sunday, rain, shine, at home or a home that's not mine. I will do this stream for you guys so we can talk this geek stuff. You can come in and get your geek on, and we can see what the world has to show us the next week. I am Artisan MC. I approve of all messages that I said. Like it or not, doesn't matter. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? I got a globe in the mail today. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Kid told me, yo, the world is yours, kid. Put it in your pocket. Know what I mean? Make a brother feel good. Word up. Brother feel energized. I want to dedicate this one to the game that put me on the map. You know what I'm saying? I know you love it, the game is so irresistible a touch. You should see me with Phoenix for microphone that I can clutch. Dropping bombs, combining the clever tracks like the old Sugar Hill Gang, King Tim and Fatback. There's no question the suggestion was made, the foundation was laid when the Furious played. Grandmaster Flash Slade, competition that was wishing they could serve the technician with the #1 position. The real deal, feel is 4 scores. Bambada was hotter, Spoonie was giving them nada, and I was all up in the head zone, melody and all, co-signing the movement, saying yes, yes, y'all. It's just a love affair that never ended. I recommended that I take microphones and blow them up. Ain't that splendid? This one goes out to all the hip-hop do-or-diers, a song that's dedicated to the music I admire.
Hold up, everybody. Stop the goddamn press. Stop the goddamn presses. Let's get this out the way from my homeboy since he in here. Art crying about his Ava. He gave me this Ava. I have not actually put it together because apparently he think I just sit at home all day and have nothing else to do. But he spent his time and his money to send it, and he apparently wants to see it. So let's help my boy out. Let's help my boy out. Let's make this like a little epilogue to this whole deal. For the ladies in the house, yes, I cut my hair and everything yesterday. And I like it. And when I was at the comedy show, the comedian Jay Reed was making a joke about having the hair cut off and how you like it because the women like grab it on the head. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly why I like it. But I went on his Instagram and told him I didn't get to buy a shirt. I didn't get to buy a T-shirt for him. I'm serious. I support brothers, right? So I tried to buy a T-shirt from him last night. I wanted to, but like I told you guys, I had left my credit card at the restaurant. So I couldn't buy a shirt when I saw him after the show. And he had, keyed on me in the show a couple of times. And I wasn't taking it personal because he's a fucking comedian. I'm sitting front row. Right? So when the show was over, he was out front selling his shirts and stuff. And I gave him £1 and some dap and told him he did a good show. It was a good set. I really enjoyed that shit. He said, "Oh, right on, brother." And I went back and found him on Instagram because after I went and got my credit card, when we were leaving, I drove back by the venue because I wanted to buy a T-shirt from him. But he wasn't set up outside anymore because they had a late show. So he was backstage, so I couldn't buy the merch. So I went on his Instagram to see if he was selling it on there. And he wasn't, but I sent him a message and said, thank you. Thank you for the good show. Yeah, and brother showing all his teeth on the front row. And he responded back during the show. He responded back. What did he say? Let's see what the hell the message was. Message was, "Appreciate you, my brother. I had a great time. It was a great show. I'm from Vegas. So cool. Much respect to that." Because he had to respond back, and I wasn't expecting a response back, but he did. And fucking Artie Ibmore. Artie Ibmore donated to the stream and said, "For show Ava." Fucking dick. Artie Ibmore, I will give you the 3B salute. And I'm trying to open this bitch right now without a knife. So let me give you this 3B salute. Since he's a really funny fuck and somebody I call a friend of mine, he donated a second time and said, "For show unit 1. I'm opening it." Or goddamn, let me give him his guts and butts so he can calm down.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the
This is what it's like dealing with a tourist when they get shit in their mind. He giving me this grief, and I keep thinking of that dude. It's one of Kevin Smith's friends from what was the movie? Jersey Girl with Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck's character is a publicity agent, right? And he's supposed to be bringing out the Fresh Prince. And he's dealing with this baby that he
Double
had.
up. 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies. Run it up.
Because his wife is passed. He doesn't know how to deal with it. Do his job. And he's giving all these excuses of why the Fresh Prince hasn't come out yet. And the dude in the audience is like, man, we don't give a shit about that. Bring on the Fresh Prince. This is what Ari Edmore is doing. I don't give a shit about all the rest of them. Bring out Unit 1. Let me see the Unit 1. All right, I don't have a shelf for it yet. My shelf is in the corner. I haven't hung it up yet so I can put this shit up. But since you are so fucking hard up about this shit, I'm not unappreciative, motherfucker. I just don't like people making me do shit. All right. Now, this is actually an awesome statue. And this is why I call Artie Edmore my friend, because he will actually send me shit. Okay, he knows I can fucking Evangelion. And Unit 1 is my dude. Adam. That shit. Turn your head the other way, nigga. No, your head don't turn. If you don't understand Evangelion, you need to go back and watch Evangelion, the original OVA, not that 1.32, 1.2113. Fuck all that. Watch the original series so you can see how awesome this shit was. I ran into a whole geek family at my job as a sister, Zenobia. And she wasn't getting Evangelion. She's about as old as me. Just about as old as me. But she wasn't understanding how awesome the original was because she didn't know what she had watched. And I started explaining Evangelion to her, the stuff that went on. And she was like, oh, that I need to watch that again. I said, yes, you do. Watch the OVA. Don't, if it say 1 point anything, don't watch that shit. 3 point, don't watch that. Watch the original 24 episodes OVA, then watch Life and Death, and then watch the end of Evangelion. And that's the whole story. Everything after that is rehashing the original story, adding shit in, because they can't create nothing else. Watch that, then talk to me. There's a reason why this is one of the most favorite animes ever. Why it's a classic. One of it starts with Unit 1. Why Unit 1 is such a badass. That's a cool statue. Thank you, Art. Outside of all of the shit that I was saying. Thank you. So you got his little cod piece. Whoopsie. Needle dick. But it's okay, because that's not a robot. You gotta watch the show to understand. It looks like a robot. It's not a fucking robot. So thank you, Art. I do appreciate that. I am bad about sending other people shit, because that's not how I was raised. But I do appreciate the shit. And I still do have this last Ronin book sitting here that I haven't mailed you, and a stand-up comic shirt. I have everything here, but I'm barely at home. If I'm not doing the stream at home, I'm not at home. So I'm usually at work or somewhere else, working on something else. So I have to find the time to do this stuff. But I will get it mailed off to you so you can have it. Same thing with AM and Dr. Tia-san at BGS. I still got y'all shirts. I haven't forgotten that shit. It's still sitting here in this room in the box. I'm looking right at the shit. Just have to mail it off. So thank you guys. There you go. That was Art's gift. Thank you, Art. Once my shelf, because I build stuff, I don't just go out and buy it. Once I build the shelf, I'll probably replace this here and put the shelf here so you can actually see the statues. But I got a couple of big ass statues, my Black Panther and my Din Djarin Mandalorian statue. They need a whole fucking cabinet system, and I want to redesign this stuff or reposition it in here so I can display that stuff. Not because I'm trying to enhance my geek or something like that or give them credibility. I'm a geek. I don't need credibility. I am. I know who I am. But you might like seeing the shit. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you, Artie Ibmore, for Unit 1. Yeah, and the Spider-Man 2099. I didn't forget. I did not forget. I need 2 more shelves. You need a whole fucking curio cabinet, nigga. What are you talking about? You need some glass shelving and display boxes. You like you starting your own comic book store. You need some display cases. Show ass. Yeah, and the 2099. I like people who know what I like. I do appreciate that. So, hit Artisan. Oh, I don't use the PO box no more, do I? Yeah. Just hit me on the email. artisan1112@gmail.com. And we can talk. But that's it. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get back to playing my LL.
Yeah.
I will see you guys next time.
I need up, hold up. For life. For life. Yeah. Here we go. I need hip-hop. Kane's era was terror, he warmed it up. Parrish and Eric had lyrics that'll make you turn. Lounging with my men's, laughing about all the ends that I spend, making snaps, pumping coochie, rapping biz, Dapper Dan, Dookie Ropes. I'm about to show what time it is. At the rooftop, I was with Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. Lottie Dottie, who likes the party, was the fat shit. I mean, I saw this hip hop thing on every level. Chuck D, P.E., yes, the rhythm and the rebel. I can reminisce the Black Fist, Uzi Terminators, Terror Dome techniques that terrorize the lighter shade up. It's all about the game that we play every day. Eric B. and Rakim flowed in such a different way. I'm loving hip hop because it helped brothers escape. Let's celebrate our music here before it's too late. Yeah. For life, I need hip hop. Yeah. That's right. Ain't no doubt, kid. I wanna say it. I need hip hop. Survival of the fittest, Mobb Deep and Lost Boys licking shots, got the game hot. They even flipped on Tupac. Snoop Doggy Dogg put the West Coast in gear. Dr. Dre, NWA, Eazy-E's in here. I wanna tell the world they just don't understand. My man Nas Escobar, Wu-Tang Clan, Keith Murray to the Red Man, down south the Brat. My people, are you with me? Where you at? You keep that? I'm on a mission to rejuvenate the funk, bring the game back and give the do-or-diers what they want. When you hear Craig Mack, Notorious B.I.G., Latifah, Heavy D, you should reminisce of me. Some say it's naughty by nature, hip-hop in all its glory. A fleet of battleships floating in different categories. My love affair with hip-hop will never fade away. Sincerely yours, LL Cool J. Peace. Yeah. I need hip-hop. Talking about hip-hop, y'all. That's right. Born and raised through the thick and the thin. Hip hop forever, kid. Yeah, it is. Hip hop. Yeah. I need hip hop. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no doubt about it, kid. Know what I'm saying? Hip-hop's the game. Help a lot of brothers escape. Take it to another level, you know what I'm saying? It's our music. We own this music. Know what I'm saying? Word life. I want to give a couple of shout-outs here. Know what I'm saying? First of all, I want to thank my man, Baby Chris. You know what I mean? Helped me put this Mr. Smith album together. Make it hot. You know what I'm saying? Thank the track masters, Pope, Tone, Steve Stapp. We definitely turning this joint out. You know what I mean? Word one, hip hop for life, yeah. Yeah.